What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on, friends? How y'all feeling? Late nights and early mornings. Late nights and early mornings. It is New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. What up? What up? What up? Happy New Year's Eve to you too, Training Life. Happy New Year's Eve. Another year in the books. Somehow, some way, we have made it to the end of the year. And for that, we should all be thankful. Give yourselves all a round of applause. Life is good. Somehow, some way, we have all made it to the end of the year. What up, though? Fukari Ferry, Yakar, K. Cooper, Keisha, what up? Jesse Xavier, Trudy, good morning and happy New Year's Eve. Azriel, Onaka, Sarah, ABJ's Wise, Strong and Smooth, Will Nola, Adun, Kirsten, Keisha says, yes, AD, by the grace of God, we made it to New Year's Eve. Ain't God the greatest is ABJ's Wise, Strong and Smooth, Low Sway. Chris, what up, Christopher Thomas? Long Way ENT, Dainty Lady says, happy New Year to the Chasers. The Ski Report, what up, though? New Year, same broke me. That's not the way that you want to go into the new year. Your car says, if you weren't watching After Hours last night, we didn't get off until almost 5 a.m. That is correct. 5 a.m. is the time that we got off of After Hours last night. And I am here and I survived. And I am back in the studio to kick it with you guys another day. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? I done finished my Pilates. Did some grocery shopping for snacks and about to kick my feet up to enjoy the Twilight Zone marathon. What up, y'all? So did I tell y'all the movies that we're gonna be reviewing this Sunday? We're gonna take it to old school. We're gonna throw back. I think Slimmy said Interstellar, The Prestige, and Boomerang. Interstellar, The Prestige, and Boomerang. That's what we're doing on Frame Fights on Room 9. Interstellar, The Prestige, and Boomerang. All right. That's what movies we're going to be reviewing this Sunday. So that way, y'all know what y'all getting yourselves into. I don't want no excuses. I want everybody, and they all can be found on streaming platforms. All right. They can all be found on streaming platforms. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna throw it back. We're going 90s, 2000s, and the 2010s. All right. All right. Yeah, we streamed our ass off last night. All right. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and put some things in perspective. Let's do some housekeeping. First and foremost, I want to just say I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. Thank y'all for continuing to hold me down. Starting next week on Monday, we will be back in the Millionaire Morning Show live stream Studio A. All right. We're going to be back in Studio A. I have decided that the first Patreon meetup is going to be in March. Okay. It's going to be in March, and it will probably be on the West Coast. We're going to go LA. We're going to go Los Angeles. March, Los Angeles, Patreon live stream or Patreon meetup. It is going to be in March. All right. So for everybody asking me, it is going to be in March. Probably, let me tell you what date. If I had to guess the exact weekend, probably, I'm assuming maybe the 21st. Either the 14th or the 21st, if I had to guess. So first, Patreon live or Patreon meetup is going to be March. It's going to be on the West Coast. And it's going to be one of those 2 weekends, all right? So a little bit closer to the date, I'll tell you all that. John Teal, shout out to John Teal on Cash App. I appreciate you for holding me down. Mike that dude, been consistent in holding me down for the longest, all right? For the longest. So shout out to Mike that dude. I also want to give a shout out to Manny Plays PC says, shit, good morning, everyone. Prayers for Isaiah Whitlock Jr. I heard he passed away. Got that notification yesterday. And his family on his untimely passing. Hell of a time to pass away right before you get to 2026. What up to my Snow Bunny? Says, Happy New Year's Eve, Anton, and thank you. Snow Bunny Bag Chaser in the building. ABJ's Wise, Strong, and Smooth says, it feels good to be a part of this amazing community. Going on 3 years right into the new year. Happy 26, everyone in here. And thank you, AD, for your real talk and mentorship. Yes. Shout out to you. Are you going to CES next week? I'm the company out there for Digital Health Summit, for the Digital Health Summit part. I've been contemplating that because I got to go over to the West Coast in the beginning of January because I'm connecting with Corey Holcomb, and then I also got to do No Jumper with Adam 22 out there. So I'm going to figure that out. I don't know yet. I'm thinking that I might. Should I? Is it anything supposed to be? I got a media press pass. So is it anything that I need to be checking it out at CES? Should I? We'll see. We'll figure that out. So, yeah, man, we're going to do what we do. We're going to make it shake. And we're going to do what we do. All right. So we got that popping off. What other things that we have? Maybe I shouldn't talk too much about everything that I'm putting together. Let me say this, and then we'll go ahead and start minding out the show. I just kind of want to keep it lighthearted today because I know it's New Year's Eve. I will be live streaming tomorrow on both platforms. All right. You know I don't miss New Year's Eve or New Year's Day on both the Millionaire Morning Show and on After Hours. So we're gonna be on both sides. And then the first live stream on Patreon for 2026, I'm anticipating that it's going to be this weekend. All right. I should be done porting everything over, uploading everything, and then the first vlog of 2026 should be dropping on Friday. All right. So we got a lot of work to do going into New Year's, and it's going to be a lot of changes with a lot of the platforms as far as the growth, and that's what we own. And let me also say this. I think I'm gonna do a retreat. I think I'm gonna do the retreat. So the question is, should it be in June or should it be in July? The question is, should it be in June or should it be in July? Is really the question. July is one of the hottest months, so I'm not sure if I want to do it in July. So really, the question should be June or July. So I'm gonna do a team retreat. I'm gonna do a team retreat. If you are joining the Patreon, that is true. Make sure you join tomorrow. Do not join today. Join tomorrow because the best time to join the Patreon is the beginning of the year, and it's going to be so much content dropping in the Patreon. That's one of my main objectives. Is I am focusing 100%, almost all of my energy on Patreon. I'm not really concerned as much about these platforms outside of growing the ones that need to be grown, Room 9, and all of that. But I am focusing the majority of my energy on Patreon. So make sure you join tomorrow. I say June too. I say June too. I also agree with you. I say June also. All right. So, is there anything else that I want to announce before I get started? Anything else? What else? What else before we get started? So I want to make sure that I get all updates out before we get into the new year, and that way everybody know what's coming. That's what you get. I told y'all about that day trading. Told y'all about day trading. Makes no sense whatsoever. My portfolio, boom, ran up a bag this year. Ran up a bag this year. Portfolio was on 90,000. It boomed. We ran up so much money. I hope y'all sold when I told y'all to sell for reallocating your portfolio for Rivian. Boom. We ran up a bag. Man, we ran up a crazy bag on the Patreon. Spaces said you're so wrong about day trading, Anton. Is that right? Is that right? That's so funny. It's so funny. If I had $1 for every person that was not richer than me telling me about how wrong I am, I don't know. It's funny. It's what's so interesting about that, Spaces? The most famed investor and who they call the Oracle of Omaha, the smartest person, the most famed investor that has ever invested in the stock market is Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, right? And Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger is adamantly against day trading. And they are billionaires, and I mean multi-billionaires. Their investment philosophy is completely the opposite of day traders. And it's so amazing to me because I don't know any day trader that has ever become a billionaire. There are, and I'm not saying that it's not people that haven't made a profit. I'm not saying that it's not people that hasn't been successful, but I'm looking at, and when I study the people that are the smartest, I don't look at it the same way that most of the black people look at it. I look at it the same way that the most famed investors that emphasize long-term success is doing it. And most of the time, people that are doing it the other way, they short-term thinkers, and they always eventually crash out. I am not a person that is going to go against the advice of the people that are the most successful. Black Cartwright says, what about Aristotle? Aristotle was my guy. Again, there are people that are in it that are successful, but when I study the game for myself and for my people, I study the game for long-term success. And the way that I start to look at it is like this. I can't afford for my people not to be successful. I cannot, and when I emphasize it, I cannot afford for my people to not be successful. So when I make a decision, or when I'm teaching something, or when I'm giving somebody some advice on what it takes in order to be successful, I have to be 100% sure. I cannot take risks with giving advice with other people on how it is that they can be successful for their family. I have to make investments based off of what makes the most sense, and then show the receipts, and then teach other people what they need to be doing long term. I have to look at it from the lens of the most C student that I can find. And so I need to make it plain, easy, and transparent. And that is why I am going to follow the advice of the people that have been most successful traditionally, like the Warren Buffetts and the Charlie Munger. And that is why my reputation is so stellar. That is why people love me. That is why people follow me. That's why people believe in me, because I am one of the very few black people, and I'm just being transparent right now. I'm one of the very transparent black people that not only show you the receipts, but I do not lose, and I don't cost my people money. Nobody in all of these years, and I've been on YouTube for more than 13 years, not one person, not one, could ever say that I scammed them. They can never say that I took some money. They can never say that they didn't get paid. They can never say that they didn't make money with me. They cannot say that they have not been greater as a result of meeting me than before they got to me. And so that's what I live on. You may disagree with my political takes. You may disagree with, the culture and all of that stuff. But the one thing that you cannot ever take away from me, regardless of whether you love me or you hate me, you cannot take away the fact that I am absolutely, positively transparent, and I'm real, and I deliver results, and I make sure that people get their bag. I can't take risks with people's money and livelihoods. People work hard as hell for their resources. People work hard for their and again, other people may be able to teach it, and they may be able to be successful in it. I love my guys that do it. I can't give people that type of information. I can't, bro. I got to make sure that people is good. So if that's what you want to do, everybody got a choice to make. That's why we live in the United States of America. You can choose whatever you want to do. But I can't do that. I can't. With greater power comes greater responsibility, and I need to be sure. So when I study the markets and when I study these companies and I deep dive into what it is that you need to be investing in, I have to be very, very, very sure before I start to talk to other people about what they should do with their money. And I don't take nobody else's money either. I don't have no funds. I don't have no courses. I have to just give people the game. I show the receipts, and I teach people how to do it for themselves. All right? Let me turn this heat on real quick before we get started with the show. All right. What's up, my baby girl Mika in here? I'm having a little bit of a pity party with Mika right now. That's right. Oh, we gonna take this toxicity all the way into 2026. That's one thing that I'm not leaving behind. I could tell you that right now. Listen, of all the things that I'm leaving behind, toxicity is not one of them. All right. It's not one of them. I'm having a little bit of a kerfuffle. I have to be transparent with the people. I'm having a little bit of a kerfuffle. I'm having issues right now. All right. All right. Spaces says you're richer because you've been investing longer. Interesting. However, day trading futures can very well yield 10-year stock investment results in 10 minutes to an hour. Cool. Well, then show me your Bentley. Show it to me. Listen, think about what he just said. He says, I'm richer because I've been investing longer. But he can get the same results. This is what I translate this to say. He can get the same results in 10 minutes to an hour that I was able to get in 10 years. Then that means maximum in 2 hours, you can yield what it is that I yielded over a 10-year period, right? No? Show me the Bentley then. Show me the Rolls, the Bentley, the Porsches, the Mulsannes, whatever the fuck y'all, BMWs, whatever. Show it to me. Show it to me. If you're able to do what I'm able to do in 10 minutes to an hour of what I've been doing in over 10 years, because I've mastered my craft. If you're able to do it, then show it to me. Teach me. But before you teach me, first show me the results. Whenever people tell me something like that, I got to see it for myself. I got to see it for myself. I want to see it. Listen, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go in further into it. Again, make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. All right. Y'all ready to continue on with the show? Let's continue on with the show. Hey, Spaces, God bless you. I hope that everything is going well for you, bro. God bless you. What we got here? Okay. Jolie James. New sub here. Happy New Year, everyone. Jolie, what's your Instagram? What's your Instagram? Happy New Year. Let's start this off real right. Yo, what up? AD says Sapphire C10. When the next stock club, in your opinion, is S5.E265 a good
Is that ETF a good long-term play? We can talk about it in Stock Club. It'll probably be this weekend, or actually it'll be Wednesday. Stock Club will probably be Wednesday. All right. All right. All right, let's get to it. What is up? What's up, sister? You thought I wasn't going to see you in the chat? What's up, sis? What up, sister? What up? All right. I got all of my friends in here. Professor, what up, Professor? I appreciate you. I'm all about slow money, man. I'm all about running up a bag and getting that slow money. And Mika says, because I don't love her, I'm just toxic. That's not true. That's not true. Happy New Year, AD, says Tech Culture Ralph and the Bag Chasers. Another great year in the books. The best day ever to join the Chasers is January 1st, 2026. Amazing things to come. That's a fact. This guy, listen, we're going to go ahead and put him out of this misery real quick. This other guy that's in the chat. We're going to put some people out of their misery. Block party today. We're going to start off the new year right. Block party. Anybody else? Anybody else? Let me see what's happening in the streets. Just like I want you. Oh, I think I want to review that video right there. Oh, I want you. I want you. I want you. Let's look at this real quick. Am I off? Am I missing the audio somewhere? Is my audio off? There we go. All right. All right. Let's get into the show. Again, make sure you guys hit a like. No. I'm saying my audio for me being able to hear the audio on some of the videos. I'm sorry. I should have clarified that. All right, let's get into it. Last live stream of the year, episode 265. No misses.
Let's get right to the top story, the fallout in Minnesota, where efforts are ramping up to root out potentially billions of dollars in welfare, healthcare, and daycare fraud. Angela Brown joins us from the live desk with the latest developments on the ground there.
And good morning, Taylor. The Trump administration is taking their fight with Minnesota leadership to the next level. The White House says it's freezing child care funds to Minnesota and is demanding an audit of fraud schemes involving federal government programs. The Health and Human Services Department says this could go a lot deeper than just Minnesota and could involve other states.
Let me be crystal clear. ACF expects every state to uphold the highest standards of oversight, monitoring, and accountability for federal dollars. Minnesota is no exception.
Well, the center of this investigation is coming from that viral social media video that we showed you this week, where social media influencer Nick Shirley, this guy right back here, went door to door to daycare centers and other businesses where it appeared the majority of them were just fronts. Now, moving forward, HHS is going to require Minnesota and other states to receive prior justification plus a receipt or photo evidence before authorizing a payment. Meantime, the Department of Homeland Security sent agents to Minneapolis as part of their probe into alleged fraud. Now, so far, the DOJ has charged nearly 100 people in connection to this investigation. We're keeping tabs on this story here at the Live Desk online, thenationaldesk.com.
And now Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is facing growing pressure to resign. A group of Minnesota Republicans calling out his leadership during the fraud scandal. Minnesota State Senators Bill Leisky, Nathan Weisenberg, and State Reps Fogelman and Drew Roach and Mike Weiner wrote in a joint statement, quote, "The red flags were everywhere, yet year after year, the fraud kept growing, and year after year, nothing changed. When a governor fails to do what he is required to do, when he watches a crisis spiral out of control and does nothing to stop it, that is nonfeasance. The governor had a duty to oversee his administration and protect these programs. He failed," end quote. Lawmakers also say that whistleblowers have told them that the Walz administration tried to keep quiet concerns about the fraud.
We have dozens of credible whistleblower reports saying that exact same thing, that people were told not to say anything because they'd be called racist or Islamophobic, or it would hurt the state. And so people tried to come forward, but were shut down. And that protection of a particular community is what really allowed this fraud to flourish in Minnesota for years.
This is intentional. What up, Wally? I'm going to read that super chat shortly. This is 100% intentional. In no way, shape, or form is this a mistake. This didn't slip past anybody's fingertips. This has been in place for a long year, and everybody knew about it, and it was open, and nobody hid it, and everybody was aware of what was going on, and they absolutely, positively acted like they didn't know what was going on. Ilhan Omar, Tim Walz, the mayor of Minnesota and Minneapolis, I'm sorry, not Minnesota, Minneapolis, everybody knew what was happening, and this is not something that was hidden. Either way, Tim Walz should be resigning. Either way, Tim Walz should be resigning. It's no way that you can have, because let's assume for the sake of conversation that he knew you have to resign. Okay, let's assume for the sake of conversation on the other side of this. Let's say that he didn't know. Then that means that you are incompetent and you need to resign. Either way, at minimum, he should never be allowed to keep his job. Yes, the St. Paul mayor was in on it as well. Listen, all politicians in these blue states need to pay the piper. All politicians. If you're telling me that it's no way that you knew, because first of all, we got to ask, not even who was spending the money, where is all of the money? We're talking about billions. Where is all of the money? You can't recover it. You can't get it back. How deep does the rabbit hole? Because really, that's all we asking ourselves at this point. How deep does the rabbit hole go? Who all is complicit? Who all got paid from it? Who got the offshore accounts? Where's the money at? And it's probably closer to 40 to 50 billion minimal that they can track. If they figured it out when it came to home to kids and daycares and feeding our children, those are the first two. Now they starting to discover that they was getting it out the mud when it came to home health care. Facts. Where's the money at, your car? They was getting it out on every single government thing. That's been the biggest fraud in the United States of America has nothing. It has never had anything to do with credit cards, white collar crime, any of that stuff. All of the money is spent and stolen from taxpayers. Most of the richest people got rich off of the back of the people. Very rarely do you see somebody that has gotten rich and they just got it out the mud. Most people, the fastest way for you to get rich was to become a politician, because then you was a player. Why do you think that so many politicians fight so hard to stay in office? Bro, they raise millions, if not billions of dollars, depending on how high it goes. Think about it. Who raises and spends 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 million dollars so that they can make $275,000 a year? It doesn't even make sense on a logical level. On a logical level, why would somebody spend 10, 15 million dollars and campaign all year long so that they can make $274,000 a year? Do you know how people rank themselves within the federal government as far as how they respect you as a congressperson or a House of Representatives or any of that type of stuff? Do you know how they determine whether or not you're respectable, or if they should take your vote serious, or if you're able to get things passed? How much money are you able to raise? How much money are you able to raise? Even if I was to ever even think about getting into politics, it would have to be on a local level, and it would have to be after I did everything that I wanted to do from a business perspective, because that way you can't incentivize me at all. You can't incentivize me. If you want to know who and where all of the money is going, all you got to do is figure out what politicians is playing along and who getting all of the government contracts. Who getting all of the government contracts? Most people that start not-for-profits, or most people that get government contracts, I'm telling you, bro, look, we need to clean house. You have to just get a clean slate and clean house. You have to clean house. You gotta clean it. You gotta get your, it's too bad. It is too bad. And listen, I'm not absolving, and this is the other part of the conversation that a lot of people are missing. Right now, we talking about Tim Walz, but boy, if you think that it only stops at Democrats, it don't. It is rampant in every single aspect of our political system. It is so rampant. The swamp is filled with alligators. It's filled with alligators, bro. And so we're focusing on Minnesota, Minneapolis right now, but it's everywhere. It is everywhere. It is so nasty. It is so dirty. It is the ugliest thing ever. And everybody been stealing everything for a long time. And now do you know why we starting to pay attention to it more? Is because everybody is in debt. Because nobody pays attention when everybody is getting money. Nobody pays attention when everything is going good. They turn a blind eye. Because I'm too busy getting money myself. So nobody pays attention. When things is good, everybody, and that's why they want to keep the party train going. That's why they're trying to do the wealth tax. I'm going to talk about it in the next segment over in California. When things go bad, everybody want to know where the money is. And that's when everybody get the hell out of Dodge. It's bad, bro. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
But we have said very publicly that, yes, the bulk of the fraud we've discovered so far is in the Somali community, but some of our best whistleblowers are also in the Somali community. And it's really important that we get to the truth of this issue.
And we're also learning new information about one of the daycares that got the most attention in that viral video from YouTuber Nick Shirley. The Quality Learning Center in Minneapolis, which even misspelled the word learning on its sign, has been cited for 121 violations by state inspectors over the past 4 years. Yeah, according to state licensing records reviewed by the Daily Wire, the center was flagged for supervision failures, unsafe conditions for toddlers, missing records, and even repeated safety issues. But despite those violations, the center remains licensed and has even received millions in state funding. And now House Majority.
It's crazy, bro. Honestly, it's really crazy.
In the state.
But Democratic Governor Tim Walz is hitting back, saying the president is politicizing the issue.
Yeah, David Sputz joins us live from Washington, D.C. He's got the latest. David?
Hi, good morning, Joey, Tommy, and Griff. A top Health and Human Services official here in D.C. says, quote, "We have turned off the money spigot and we are finding the fraud," end quote. Here's Deputy HHS Secretary Jim O'Neill.
I've activated our Defend the Spend system for all ACF childcare payments across America. We're committed to holding bad actors accountable. Regardless of rank or office, anyone who's involved in perpetrating this fraud against the American people should expect to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Now, the allegations continue to pile on in the Trump administration, hitting the state of Minnesota in several ways. First, from a law enforcement perspective, you see Homeland Security investigators there on the ground in Minnesota yesterday and the day before, and they will continue probing.
They're knocking doors, they're going to local businesses, they're going to these sites where we believe that there is rampant fraud, whether it be daycare centers, healthcare centers, or other organizations that take taxpayer dollars.
About the funding, saying this is Trump's long game. We've spent years cracking down on fraudsters. It's a serious issue, but this has been his plan all along. He's politicizing the issue to defend programs that help Minnesotans.
Seriously? Is this his stance? Honestly, is this the stance that Tim Walz is taking right now? Is this the hill that he's willing to die on? While Minnesota has been combating fraud, the president has been letting fraudsters out of jail. How is this a Trump issue? He tweeted this an hour ago. Seriously. He seriously tweeted this an hour ago. So wait a minute. Your state is rampant with fraud. And somehow, some way, this is Trump's fault? I had this happen to me the other day. No, not fraud allegations. Gaslighting. I was talking to my girl and I said, you know what? I don't understand why you did this one thing over here. This doesn't make sense. Something small, something minuscule, small. I said, I don't understand. Like, why is this a problem? And you know what she said? Well, you know what? If it wasn't for you doing this and this, then I wouldn't even be in this situation in the first place. To misdo this. I said, what? When did I become a part of this? How did I become a part of this conversation? When did I do something wrong? I said, wait a minute. So you messed up, but I'm being held accountable for your mess up. You was just sitting there eating some Swedish fish. Then she gonna tell me, you want to go out to eat? What? How did this get turned around on me? And this is exactly what's happening with Tim Walz. Tim Walz is supposed to be held accountable somehow, some way. He has went to the Kamala Harris School of Gaslighting, and this is somehow, some way Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault for the fraud that has been being perpetuated in Minnesota, even when Trump wasn't in office. This was his plan. This dude said this is Trump's long game. We spent years cracking down on fraudsters. It's a serious issue, but this is billions. But This has been his plan all along. This nigga gonna put up a commentary? Ugh. Honestly, we genuinely, and listen, Democrats, let me give y'all a word of advice, because I actually want people like this to represent y'all, because it shows the downfall of y'all party altogether and why y'all continue to elect the worst people ever, while at the same time being confused as to why people are leaving the Democratic Party in droves. If y'all don't clean the slate and get the worst people, Gavin Newsom is probably worse, 2 million times worse than Tim Walz. We just so happen, Gavin Newsom is like this. Woo! Gavin Newsom is probably like, ooh, I'm so glad that you taking this L, Tim, because they was on my ass. Gavin Newsom is probably 200 times worse than any other governor, including Tim Walz. But Tim Walz right now is the poster child for craziness. I don't think the Democrat Party is going away. I just think that they clowns. How can you try to divert this to make this a Trump issue? I told y'all, whenever they're in trouble, what do? Blame Trump. Hey, just blame Trump. They trying to make this as a bigger deal than what it really is. Hey, man, listen, the president has been letting all of this happen. This is Trump's long game. This is Trump's fault. And then they had the nerve to put it out there. And then at the very top of this whole profile, he's running for re-election.
Come on.
Look at America's dad.
I've been to every corner of Minnesota, and there's nothing like it. It's the best place on earth with the best people. I've seen how we help each other through the hard times. And boy, we've seen terrible times this year. I'm heartbroken and angry about the beautiful people we lost to gun violence. But it's in these moments we have to come together. We can't lose hope, because I've seen what we can do when we work together, like passing paid family leave and the child tax credit, cutting taxes for the middle class, while also making the largest investments in public safety. We've raised graduation rates to the highest ever, worked across party lines to balance the budget while protecting education, and been named one of the best states for children and one of the best for business. But we're not.
Especially if you don't really have a business and you need to get government funding so that you can fund your expensive lifestyle to the tune of billions of dollars. Don't worry about it. Move to Minnesota.
Done yet. And that's why I'm running for re-election. I want to make Minnesota a place where everyone has a chance to succeed in every corner of the state, where we lower costs for hardworking people who raise our crops, weld our steel, and teach our kids, crack down on fraud, and protect our tax dollars.
Oh, how this came back to bite you in the ass. How this came back to bite you in the ass. Oh, my God. And this is September 16th. Interesting. All it took was a YouTuber with a GoPro camera, with a DJI camera, and a microphone to walk and learn that, hey, man, that's a leering business. Hey, there ain't no kids going in here. Hey, what is going on over there? How come ain't nobody actually doing no work? Why is all of these Minneapolis, Minnesotans, Somalians have home health care? What the fuck is going on here, guys? It took one YouTuber to blow the walls off this, and now all of a sudden, you know what? We got to crack down on fraud.
Help working class families get affordable health care instead of kicking them off it. Invest in improving our public schools instead of defunding them. get serious about gun violence, and where we protect our rights and freedoms no matter what you look like or who you love. I've always tried to do what's right for Minnesota, and I'll never stop fighting to protect us from the chaos, corruption, and cruelty coming out of Washington. Now I'm hitting the road to listen to you and talk about our future. I'll see you out there.
Listen, if y'all listen, we all know that Tim Walz is not resigning. Okay. We all know that Tim Walz is never going to resign. He's not going to resign. All right. Even his daughter is on the internet. What's Tim Walz? What's her name? Hope Walz? Let me pull her up. Hope Walz, that's her name. Even Hope Walz is on TikTok talking shit. She has 556,000 followers and 10 million likes on TikTok. You can contact her at Hope Walz Management, MGT, at gmail.com for anytime you want to book her for a speaking engagement, or if you ever want to go and figure out what Hope Walz is doing, you can contact her at hopewalz.mgtmanagement@gmail.com. And as a matter of fact, Tim Walz is running for re-election. All right? Doing the right thing for all Minnesotans. And he says that they've made historic progress in the state, but they're not done yet. And I'm standing to fight, and they need you with me. So as a matter of fact, not only do they need your vote, but they need your campaign donations so that they can make Minnesota greater for all Minnesotans. He's not going to resign. All right. So that goes without saying. The question that you have to ask yourself is, if this guy gets reelected, how much hope do you lose in the system altogether? That type of thing right there makes me not even want to ever get into politics. It makes me never want to run for any office, get into any politics whatsoever. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Like, good God. Good God. Let me read some of these super chats and we got to move on to the next part of the show. AD, do you think? Oh, yeah, I read that one. Shout out to you. I appreciate you, Sapphire. Wally Walk, what up, though, to all of my Detroit brethren in the building. Wally's World in the building. Hey, Wally, I appreciate you. Thank you for holding me down. And thank you for the 100 ball. It does not go without being recognized. I really, really genuinely appreciate you, bro. Nirvana Tyler, I like that name, says, when will MAGA Nick start interrogating the actual recipients of the CCAP program he's investigating? The parents, not daycare owners. I think that Nick is probably, if he's not already on his way to being a millionaire, Nick Shirley has cemented himself. Listen, bro, it was Nick's year. It was definitely Nick's year. Nick Shirley killed it. He absolutely ran it up. And in 2026, it's going to be some new stars. It's a lot of people that blew up in 2026. I blew up in 2026. Let me see what my numbers are. In a second. Wow. I got up to 1.2 million subscribers on the Anton Daniels channel. That's pretty crazy, bro. Pretty insane. Nick Shirley, I think he ran it up to 1.2 million also. Let me see. Yep, Nick Shirley did 1.2. He's at 1.29 million. By the end of next year, Nick probably is going to be at 3 or 4 million subscribers, bro. All day long. All day long. All day long. But I'll get to that in a second. We'll talk about Nick Shirley in a second. Has anyone any thought on these child care scams are a part of the missing kids from the border as well during Biden funneling money and kids through them? I don't think so, Jason 18. I don't think that it has anything to do with it. Classic Man Wiz says if the Department of Justice does not prosecute and put these people in prison, it sends a message to the American people that it's okay to defraud the American government and not be held accountable. Deporting them is a slap on the wrist. Nirvana says, when will Nick start investigating why MAGA Red State Florida is officially nicknamed the #1 fraud capital of the United States of America? You should ask him. Brian the filmmaker says, I sent you a video of them uncovering the fact that all of these daycare centers were sending money to a Somalian politician in Washington state who was campaigning there. The scam runs deep. E-Word record label says, I appreciate you, bro, Anton. I'm learning much from you. And I thank God that Google me at E-Word. I thank God for that. Google me at E-Word record label. I want to make money. All right, bet. Shout out to you, E-Word record label. Y'all not trying to start Bag Chasers Leering Center. Shout out to my dog, Mr. Lot. Ziggy, what up, Ziggy? Says, today's my birthday, but instead of partying, I'm getting into this money. Finally, we all waking up, man. We all waking up, man. Let's run up a bag. Let's run up a crazy bag in 2026, Ziggy. Mr. Joe says, Gavin Newsom is the worst governor in American history. Thoughts on Dame Film Company sold for $100. Huh? I'm laying off Dame for a while because I want Dame to win. I really do, bro. Like, I know we live stream and we did live streams going back and forth, and I was kind of laughing a little bit going back and forth because, you know, he was saying some crazy stuff and he was going back, you know, with Jay-Z. But I don't want people to be down on their luck like this. You know, it's fun. It's more fun to combat and live stream and go back and forth and punch on people when they're able to defend themselves. But this is not what I want. You know what I'm saying? I'm not celebrating anybody's downfall. You know, I don't want Dame to lose. I want Dame to win. And so when I compete with people or if I criticize somebody, I want to criticize somebody that's actually winning. You know what I'm saying? That can fight. I don't want ill will. I don't want ill will to happen towards him. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So prayers up for Dame. I hope that he does well in his business life. I hope he does well in his personal life. And I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I don't like that. I don't, bro. I'm not an advocate for people losing out on money or going broke. Now, if somebody do something bad, fumbling, you know what I'm saying? Like they do something really dumb, that's one thing. But I'm not celebrating the fall of Dame. Dame doesn't seem like a bad person. Maybe he's made some bad decisions, but he doesn't seem like a bad person. So I don't like that. I don't like that. When will Nick investigate why felon Trump hasn't paid off his court order judgments he owes from all the fraud cases, legally proving him guilty? I appreciate you for continuing to contribute into the platform, Nirvana. Clay Davis passed away yesterday. He's 71 years old. Rest in peace to Clay Davis. Thoughts on Nikki deportation reaching 70,000 signatures? I don't think anything. I think it's a nothing burger. I think it's a nothing burger. So anyways, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's talk about Nick Shirley really quickly. All right. So I was saying that Nick Shirley is that he was able to run it up. And there's some people saying that they had discovered Nick Shirley when he was at 7,000 subscribers. And Nick Shirley actually put the work in. He was in the streets, he was putting the work in and all of that. And it's funny because I'm looking at this and I see that CNN now wanted to interview Nick Shirley. And I'm wondering why. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is CNN all of a sudden doing one? And I think it's possibly because, you know, a lot of criticism from people that was saying that CNN is biased. We all know that MSNBC, let's look at MSNBC right now real quick. Let's see if they said.
Late last week on the day.
Oh, they did a video that says that HHS freezes child care payments to Minnesota. Interesting. Mayor Johnson grateful as the Supreme Court blocks Trump's Chicago deployment. Look at how dumb this is. Look at this. They don't even try to not be biased and report the news.
Let's bring in now MS Now reporter Alex Tabbitt and pulmonologist and MS Now medical contributor Dr. Vin Gupta. Alex, what more is HHS saying about this funding freeze?
Well, Ariel, this is a dramatic escalation from the Trump administration. In a video statement overnight, Deputy Health Secretary Jim O'Neill and Assistant Health Secretary Alex Adams posted a pre-recorded video with some major announcements. First, that HHS will be freezing all child care funding to the state of Minnesota. But it's more than that, Ariel. They also announced that all future payments from the Administration for Children's and Families, also known as ACF, will now require justification and a receipt or photo evidence for payments or for future payments. They also called for an audit of Minnesota daycare facilities. And finally, Ariel, they announced that the department will be launching a dedicated fraud reporting hotline and email address. And I want you to hear just a snippet from that bombshell announcement.
Yeah, we already heard it. We don't need to hear that before. I just want to get the opinions to see how biased they are.
By fraudsters is
all comes in response to a viral video from a right-wing YouTuber, which claims to have discovered rampant fraud at daycares run by members of the Somali diaspora in Minnesota. But it's important to note, Ariel, that we don't actually know the veracity of those claims. And Tiki Brown, the commissioner of Minnesota's Department of Children, Youth, and Families, said earlier this week that her department has been checking in on those daycares highlighted in the video in the past few months. So far, she says that they've found no uncoverings of fraud, but she did say that there will be more check-ins on those daycare centers this week. And Ariel, this is all resulting in a war of words between Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and President Trump. Governor Walz posting on X overnight that President Trump is, quote, politicizing the issue to defund programs that help Minnesotans by freezing these HHS payments. And meanwhile, President Trump took to his social media platform, Truth Social, within just the last hour to call Governor Walz a, quote, crooked governor. Ariel?
Alex Tabbitt, thank you so much for those updates. I know we'll continue to monitor it and several other organizations, this aside, which has been the...
Well, Ariel, we're seeing across the country, not just in Minnesota, but across the country with measles and the TF. You brought up measles.
Yeah, we know MSN is biased. So let's go to CNN.
The Trump administration says it is now withholding all federal child care funding to the entire state. The agency says the state receives
I'm sorry.
The Trump administration says it is now withholding all federal child care funding to the entire state. The agency says the state receives $185 million for 19,000 children, and now that money will be gone. And the agency did not specify any alternate plans for families who will be affected. DHS and the FBI said they were surging resources to Minnesota to investigate what they called suspected fraud sites. This all comes in response to a viral video posted by a MAGA content creator. He claims that he uncovered widespread fraud by Somali-run child care centers in the state. CNN is looking into those claims and has not independently verified the accusations. But the Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services is taking the allegations at face value. Take a listen.
Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's child care programs. We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed
Muslim and anti-immigrant content in the past. CNN's Whitney Wild speaks to the man behind that video and takes a look at his claims.
So basically, CNN is doing a hit piece on Nick Shirley instead of doing an investigation into the fraud over there in Minneapolis and Minnesota. Got it.
We're from CNN. Can we talk to you? This is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley. Back at a daycare in Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video.
People are going to say this is a left or right issue, but no, fraud is fraud. Over here. And so I'm not out here trying to put a twist on things.
Shirley's viral video, released over the weekend, in which he says he's uncovering tens of millions of dollars in fraud at Minneapolis daycares run by the Somali community, was retweeted by Elon Musk and Vice President J.D. Vance. In the video, Shirley tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds.
Did you come during their normal operating hours when you came to visit?
I came at 11 a.m., I believe, and I also came the following day later in the day. The point of it is not whether or not I came at the right time of their operation hours. The point is that blacked out doors, they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers. I wasn't trying to go inside, and there should be a way for somebody to actually be able to call that number and somebody be able to answer. These aren't real businesses.
But surely you don't think a daycare should just be unlocked. You shouldn't be able to just walk into a
There
daycare.
should be a reception.
No, every daycare is locked.
Their doors are locked.
And so, okay, you bring up a fair point. Then why can't they actually give me information how to enroll a child?
Federal law enforcement has been investigating fraud in Minnesota for several years.
What the fuck is up, CNN? Yo, the media is trash. So what CNN trying to do is they're trying to discredit Nick Shirley for being on the streets and finding out what's going on in Minneapolis and Minnesota. Listen, y'all. Listen, I keep telling y'all, regular national media is dead. Only the sheep listens and take regular media at face value. And that's across the board. I said what I said. Regular media is dead, and only sheep take what media is saying at face value. If you really want to know what's going on, you need to go and find your favorite content creator and your favorite, whoever that is on whatever platform, not people that spew negative, not people that have propaganda, but people that just give it to you straight and tell you what's really happening. If you really want to know what's going on, you need to go and find the people that you trust to give you the best information possible and roll with them and support them. That's what the move is. It ain't even about right or wrong at this point. It's clear. It's clear. It is clear as day what is happening. And CNN actually thought that this was a good idea, and they put this bullshit out to the public, and they said, you know what? Let's run it. Instead of investigating and finding out and following up what's going on, what they decide to do is that they decided to go and put a hit piece out on Nick Shirley, who's actually doing what they should have done a long time ago. Nick is doing what they should have done in researching and finding out, but instead they pissed off that he is the person that's getting all of the visibility, and somebody that's a producer or in the newsroom said, listen, hit the streets and put together this montage, and that's how you know that shit is getting real out here. Honestly, if you really want to know my opinion, if you really want to know what I think that y'all have to start making sure that y'all protect and call for the protection of a lot of these people that's actually out in the streets because they're getting too close. They getting too close. Listen, y'all better start paying attention.
Both Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel said on social media they've indicted dozens of defendants. DHS has posted multiple videos of agents they say are conducting a massive fraud investigation.
Do you think that federal law enforcement hasn't done enough? I mean, they would say, look, these fraud cases have been going on, but they've already done like 80 indictments. The cases have been going on, for years.
And why did I show up one day in Minnesota and go to all these daycares, no children? They're receiving millions of dollars. We uncovered nearly $110 million in fraud in one day.
How do you know that all the allegations that you're making are true?
How do I know that they're true? Well, we showed you guys what was happening, and then you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis.
We're coming so we can make our own analysis. Are you 100% sure you're true?
Yeah, I am 100% sure I'm true.
CNN is looking into Shirley's claims.
Hi, my name's Whitney Wild. I'm a correspondent for CNN.
We reached out to several of the daycares featured in the now viral video. Only one daycare facility answered and said they are a legitimate business.
That's the extent of y'all research, is that y'all called a bunch of daycares and one daycare answered and they said that they're a legitimate business, and that's the extent of it. Man, listen, I hate to say it because I think that it's important for us to pay attention to individual journalism, but how are y'all still on the Democratic plantation? How do y'all, after this bullshit, how are y'all still on the plantation rocking out with this nonsense? Trump was right. CNN needs to be bought out and fucking shut down. Everybody need to be bought out and shut down. Seriously. Like I don't even know how they allow for these people to have media access and press passes to go to the White House and stuff like this, to ride on Air Force One. I honestly believe that these news organizations are bullshit. Yo, they're doing no different than, how do you do a hit piece on an individual YouTuber and content creator that is out in the streets and doing investigations on what's really happening? This is wild. This is insane. This is crazy. He's actually in the streets showing you in real time what is happening, and y'all jealous. They jealous. And actually, let me tell you what's really happening. A lot of content creators are eating into their revenue. They eating into their money. They eating into their visibility. I'm telling you, they don't like it. They don't like it. They do not like it.
Have you seen the videos, purporting that some of these daycares don't have kids inside?
Minnesota Republicans say despite the new focus from the Trump administration, they have been sounding the alarm on fraud for years.
We have talked about fraud. We have gotten stories. We've tried to push this forward every way that we can.
At the daycare, the alarm on fraud for years.
We have talked about fraud. We have gotten stories. We've tried to push this forward every way that we can.
At the daycare where Shirley showed back up, a stream of children walk inside.
You're saying that this is a fraud.
What is this shit, bro? What is this bullshit? Really? Bro, you don't think that after a hit piece that I can go and find a bunch of kids to come into my business too? What, really? Seriously? Is this what we doing? No way, bro. No way CNN ran this bullshit. Let me downvote this shit. I ain't never downvoted a video in my life. Good grief. What in the hell is happening here, bro? What is going on here?
It's a fraudulent daycare. There's kids being dropped off right now.
Yes, the commissioner of children literally said a week ago this place was closed.
Did you know
They're showing face right now.
A viral video, disputed claims, and their full fallout remains to be seen. Dozens of fraud cases that DOJ is touting began during the Biden administration. Back in 2022, the U.S. Attorney's Office for Minnesota announced 47 indictments for this massive fraud scheme. Since then, they've indicted more than 30 more people, and in total, they have secured at least 56 convictions. Whitney Wild, CNN, Minneapolis.
The group chat is back to talk about all of this right now. And
look at this untrustworthy diversity, equity, and inclusion panel. But let's continue.
Sarah, I want to go to you first. What do we know based on evidence about the alleged fraud in Minnesota and how legitimate and widespread it may be?
Well, I think a lot of people were very apt to believe Shirley's videos because we had indictments in 2022 when reporting first came out about this issue. It was David Fahrenthold, then at the Washington Post, who started to unravel all of these claims. The reason why I think Shirley's post has gone viral amongst some of the conservative community is because Minnesota is a politically convenient target, not just for the president, but for the party. Obviously, the governor there, Tim Walz, was the running mate to Kamala Harris in the 2024 election. Ilhan Omar has long been a foe of the president's. And you noted up top that the ICE immigration raids on Somalis has been a priority for the president. So all of this collectively has made this story something that people want to gravitate to. And in addition to that, previous reporting that uncovered widespread fraud in Minnesota from years ago also makes people more apt to believe this, where I think a lot of folks in the media, including you mentioned CNN, which is looking to verify this video, are showing pause and trepidation around Shirley's reporting is just that making sure that it's actually verified, that it's showing fraud.
This is crazy.
In a similar way that we
this
all
is
evaluated
crazy
the
what we're
initial
watching
reporting that came
right
out
now.
in 2022.
And Antoine, what is it?
Shout out to Antoine. He went to the suit warehouse. Shout out to Antoine at the suit warehouse. Went and got his best Steve Harvey suit, his best shiny suit that he could possibly did. They said, wait a minute, you motherfucker. Let me make sure. What do you got? You got a beard? You got a mustache? Shave that shit. Now you know we can't go with no black man that ever got no beard or no mustache. We're not letting you up on CNN. You know what we did to Don Lemon when he had a little bit of a shadow? Get that motherfucking mustache off your face, boy.
Say about the media landscape.
Wonder if he's gonna be
at this point.
sassy.
When a YouTuber with an anti-immigrant past can post a video with scant evidence, we can say that launches a federal surge into a state.
I think there are different types of media, and I think Sarah's right.
Nah, he's not zesty. At least we got that.
Be told there's local reporting on this matter for years. In fact, there were 59 convictions under the Biden-Harris administration, as I understand it. And quite frankly, while there's a lot of attention on the Somalian community, there's a white woman by the name of Amy Locke who was convicted, I think, on several different charges, who was considered the ringleader of this. And many of these daycares have been shut down for other reasons, like their ability not to be able to operate properly in the state. I think the YouTuber video points to one of those who had already been shut down in the past. And quite frankly, I think that the governor has been hamstringed by the legislature for political reasons in order to do more. He was able to shut down the Housing Stabilization Fund, another accusation. So this has become politically convenient, and there's currency in this.
Do y'all see what the bottom of this says? It says YouTuber has a history of anti-immigrant, anti-Muslim content. They really are targeting Nick. They're targeting Nick Shirley for actually showcasing and highlighting the fraud, and CNN is defending it. They're defending this shit. Look. I don't know how you can be an American. Fuck what political side that you on. I don't know how you can be an American and actually roll with this BS. Oh my God, bro. This is another reason why you don't want to necessarily blow up. You just want to kind of stay slightly in the middle ahead of the pack. You know what I'm saying? You want to run up a bag. You want to be successful. But you don't necessarily want to blow up because then you become a target. But if you stay right in the center, fuck what CNN talking about. Let me tell you all about life. When you become the person that's ahead of the pack, you start to become a target. You don't want to be a target. You just want to be successful, and you want to have impact. But you don't want to be too successful to where you're the front runner. When you become the front runner, they got to make an example out of you, like Mika just said. You want to be 2 or 3 people back from the person that is in the front that is getting all of the visibility. Because what happens is the person that's in the front, they become the example and they become the martyr. You become a martyr. You become the poster child for whatever it is that they don't like about you. And that's why you have to be very, very careful. You want to be successful, but not too successful to where you get too much visibility, because then you become a target. Because you're a representation of what they don't want inside of these spaces. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. You don't want to be the president. You want to be the vice president. You know why? Because there's never been an assassination attempt against the vice president. You don't want to be the face of the organization. You want to be a board member. You don't want to be the CEO. You want to be the head of the board. You don't want to be the person that is the one that's getting all of the visibility too much, that's in that space. You just want to be invited to the party to be able to commingle. Because then you become a target. And what Nick Shirley is experiencing is, unfortunately, he's experiencing success, the curse of success. Nick Shirley is cursed with success now. Because when he was just reporting and he was out there at the protest and he was watching different people doing stuff, then it was cool. It was all right. They didn't care about him. It wasn't no hit pieces. When you have the national news doing a hit piece on you, when you have CNN doing a panel and a hit piece on you, it then becomes, it's not fun no more. It's not fun no more. It ain't fun no more, bro. It's not. I'm actually scared for Nick at this point.
This administration to make this a right-wing, red meat, racial talking point about the Somalians, and of course picking on Tim Walz. At the end of the day, I don't think anyone wants to run away from accountability, particularly Tim Walz, who's up for re-election in the state next year.
And also, we know, as we mentioned earlier, VP Vance, he retweeted Nick Shirley's video, and President Trump has also been stoking anti-Somali sentiment for a while. Let's listen to some of that.
I seen it. I seen he was on there.
Look at Minnesota, where Somalians have taken over the economics of the state and have stolen billions and billions of dollars.
And what's happening in Minnesota with Somalia, where billions of dollars is being stolen, right? Like candy from a baby.
So, Terry, I'll ask you, where is all this headed, do you think, now that we have this kind of like resurgence in reporting of the situation, and as well as the attention from the highest office in the land?
Well, I think it's a refreshing change from the Biden administration that was infiltrating Catholic organizations like the Knights of Columbus and classifying parents who spoke up at school board meetings as potential domestic terrorists. Look, this is old. This is, as I think I saw news stories and videos as far back as 2014, definitely 2018. These claims of fraud are verified. They are credible. They've been trying to do things here. And listen, I think that our justice system needs to be colorblind because we know that fraud is not, or I'm sorry, that fraud is colorblind. This is not about the Somalians. I think the reason that it's being focused on the Somalians is because they're the ones committing it. We took these people in as refugees, and it looks like there's billions and billions of dollars of scams. So hopefully we can get some convictions here and get some justice, because people need this money. People need help with daycare, and no one should be scammed of it, especially taxpayers.
Well, if I can just quickly add, keep in mind Trump University is all.
Get this shit off my screen. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of the super chats, and then we're going to move on with the show. This is crazy. This is crazy. My daughter up here texting me. I love you too, Leslie. I love you too, baby. I love you too, baby girl. Shout out to the best feeling of success. Just landed my first 150K job. How did you fight the urge to show money rather than stay down for 10 years? Do you want to know the truth? You want to know the truth? All right. This is really going to be an unconventional advice. All right. And shout out to I'm gonna read this $5. I mean, it's 500 in a minute. I'm gonna get there. Give me a second because I appreciate you. Do you want to know the truth about how you fight the urge to show money? You want to know the truth? I'm gonna tell you the truth. Does the chat want to know? Because it's a lot of people that made a lot of money in 2025, and you're gonna make a lot of money in 2026. Do you want me to give you my unsolicited advice on how you are supposed to adjust and deal with success? And deal with success. And what my advice is. It's not going to be what y'all are expecting for it to be. A lot of y'all are getting raises. I know it's a lot of bag chasers. Businesses is blowing up. Some of y'all is getting some type of getting crazy money. Y'all getting it out the mud. You're getting a lot of visibility, and you're trying to figure out how you're going to deal with this shit. How do you figure it out? All right. All right. I'm about to tell you the best feeling is success. This is how you deal with it. We're going to go ahead and address this now. This is how you deal with it. You got to make your 10 years, 11 years. I'm going to tell you the truth. You have to make your 10, 11. And the reason why you got to make your 10, 11 is because you got to experience that shit, bro. You got to take a year and get that shit out your system. Listen. Take a year. No longer than a year. And ball the fuck out. Do everything that you want to do. You gotta live it. You gotta experience it. Because if you don't get it out your system and crash out, and now I'm not telling you to go into debt. All right. I'm not telling you to go out here and lose your mind to where you got to spend the next 3 years recovering from the thing that you did. But what I am telling you is to show that shit, bro. Go and have a ball. Have fun. Trick. When I'm saying tricking, I ain't talking about tricking it on a woman. I'm saying that trick it on yourself. Have a ball. Spend the money. Have a good time. And do everything that you ever wanted to do. And get it out your system, bro. Go and enjoy yourself. Do not go out here and get a bunch of debt, though, because I don't want you to have to recover from it. Make your 10, 11. Take a year off. Think about it like this. It's like taking a year off from college, but you're going to go back to school. You just got to make sure you get back in school. All right, the best feeling of success. So if anybody is not used to money, or you're not used to stuff, or you don't know what it feels like, and it's almost like it's burning a hole in your hand, go have some fun, bro. Have some fun. Do all of the things that you want to do, right? And I'm not, again, don't crash out. Don't go start paying for pussy. Don't start going doing dumb stuff. But go out there and live life take a year and live life. Get it out your system. Go and show some money. Go and talk big talk. You know what I'm saying? Let it out your system and then get back to the money. And that way, when you get back to it in the next year and you even making more money, you know how to handle it. It's not gonna be nothing to you. Now because what's gonna happen is the next year or going into the next year, you're gonna be like, you know what? It's grind time, it's hustling. I'm about to lock in, I'm about to run it up, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that. And so that's when you start to develop that hustler's mentality, because you got a hunger for more. You've experienced what life is like on the other side, and now you get exposed to what's really available. You'll realize that 150 is not even a lot of money. You're going to realize, you know what? I got greater goals, I got greater dreams, and greater aspirations. When I made my first M, all right, that's when I realized, and a lot of people are not going to be able to relate to it, is that I realized immediately that $1 million wasn't even a lot of money for what I wanted my lifestyle to be. I get it. $1 million because we come from the inner city, we come from the hood. We ain't never had shit. We probably the first millionaires in our families. $1 million is going to be life-changing money for a lot of people. But $1 million, once you get $1 million, you realize two things. The first thing you realize is that the first million really was the hardest. The thing that they said to you that you just couldn't fathom is when they said that the first million is the hardest ever. The rest of them is almost like, then your mindset is going to change. The second thing that you're going to realize is that you can spend $1 million in a month. You can spend $1 million in a month. Because now your mentality is going to be different. It's going to be, man, you're going to start looking at the numbers. You're going to start resetting and saying, dog, I made 150, but I only really got to keep 100. And after I kept 100 and I spent another 60 or 70, shit, I was right back in the situation that I was in before I made 150. So now you start thinking differently about what success looks like, right? So now it's, all right, I see it, I got the vision for it, and I want my lifestyle to look like this. You're going to start growing, you're going to start evolving, and your mentality is going to change from how much can I ball to how much can I keep. And then you're going to start realizing, wait a minute, the government took a lot of this shit. Now you're going to start having an investor's mentality, right? Because the goal is to keep as much as you possibly can. And then you're going to start to figure out, wait a minute, all of the stuff that I was doing, I actually could have invested that and I could have spent it from a business perspective and I could have kept more money inside of my pockets. And your mentality evolves as you has experience. I look at the 1 year crash out when you first start getting money as the same as when you get your heart broke. Because you're going to have a ball with that hoe, right? She going to seem like the greatest person in the world. And then eventually she going to break up with you and you're going to be like, damn, what the fuck just happened? But it actually makes you a better person because you understand the nature of the game. But if you never experience it, it's hard to tell a person, hey, this is the nature of women, because they're going to have their eyes, you know what I'm saying? They got that veil over their eyes that you can't necessarily see. But once you understand the nature of it, it just all makes sense. It's like the Matrix opening up to you. But until you start to drive that car, right? Go to fucking Vegas and go and get you a fucking car and drive it fast, right? Because now it don't mean nothing to you, right? When you go out of town, you know what car I usually get when I go out of town? I get a Porsche 911. And you know what the funny part is that I got one at home that I very rarely drive because I don't even really have time to drive it. It's a daily. It's a daily now. So you're raising your expectations, and you're also going to change your mindset to what your expectations are. Do you know how difficult it is to try to convince somebody or try to teach somebody and say, listen, this is what success looks like, and this is what you should shoot for. And then you're going to start to get pushback, and then there's going to be people that say, oh, man, you're disconnected. Most people don't get that. Oh, man, you just out of touch. It's because they don't understand it. They haven't been unlocked. So they think that the only thing that they can ever get is a factory job. When you become successful and you start to spend money and you start to surround yourself with other people that are successful, what you start to experience is an unlocking of your mind to the possibilities. You start seeing money everywhere. Everything is a monetization, and it's much easier for you to generate a lot more revenue because you now see things differently. Turn the 10 to 11. Turn the 10 to 11. Somebody says, F a car, elevate, and buy some real estate. They don't know better. They don't know no fucking better. Get that shit out your system, bro. Go have a good time. Go have a good time. Go have a good time. Somebody told me in the comments one time, and they said, what do you own all of those cars for? You should be buying real estate. They don't even know that my portfolio, the majority of my net worth, a lot of my net worth come from already having a bunch of real estate. Bro, life is a journey, and it is to be lived. And you are going to get so much experience, but you need to fail in controlled environments, and you need to experience it in a way that doesn't put you behind the 8 ball. When you do that, it'll unlock the world for you. It'll unlock the world for you. I promise you, bro. I promise you. I promise you. Open up your mind. Go experience life. You'll realize that it's not all you thought that it was, and you'll see things clearly, and then you'll start to experience life a little bit differently. All right? You'll see. You'll see. Take a year, go mess up a bag, and then go have some fun. And then you're going to realize this ain't even the type of money that I thought that I wanted. Messi, who you about to ban? Who you about to ban, Messi? Who Messi about to ban? Y'all done got Messi pissed off? Who y'all done pissed off? Who Messi arguing with? Let me see what's going on in here. Who is she? Who is she pissing me off? And congratulations, the best feeling is success. My dog says, AD, Acoste, Happy New Year to you and your family as we wrap up 2025. This is another bag chaser. Actually, a seat at the table bag chaser. But I'm not going to say that. This is a seat at the table bag chaser. Says, I'm thankful for all that we started together. Looking forward to chatting soon about the real estate company that I opened up. Thanks to your encouragement. Can't believe how much life has changed from the time we met. Thankful to have you as a part of my network. Shout out to my dog. Shout out to my chasers. Shout out to my legendary, like SEALs. They're like SEAL Team 6. SEAL Team 6. Shout out to the chasers. Shout out to the bag chasers. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. The best day to join the Patreon is the beginning of the month. I appreciate you. I love you. Man, y'all are absolutely awesome. Thank you, my dog. My dog. They call him a MAGA journalist and try to discredit him. Facts. I noticed other Africans, not just Somalians, before relocating to Texas, often migrate to Minnesota. Apparently, that's where the money is. Shout out to Linda Fowler. I appreciate you for holding me down. Thank you, baby. Q, Executive Suite. Emily says CNN can't be serious with this. They are trying to discredit him. It's too late. His claims is BS. He physically went to these places. As you always say, AD, you cannot put the genie back in the bottle. Pray for Nick, man. Yo, it's Eric TV says, good morning, AD. I pray you have a blessed 2026. Me too. Me too. My name ain't boo-boo or fool. Cam Conversation says, thoughts on Boeing's $8 billion contract with Israel. I haven't seen it. Send it to me. Send it to me. Key, what up? Key says, it's the typical tactic used to discredit and make a person's voice trustworthy and credible. It attempts to gag them without actually doing it. My girl Molly says, protect Nick Shirley at all costs. He's doing the Lord's work. Molly, you want to go to the retreat? Retreat is up. Slow Money says that's how Barzini was able to get to the Godfather. That's true. Makes it more fun to me. I'm fight back. Mr. Joe says, did you hear about how Baltimore Mayor's Office of Arts and Culture and Entertainment can't explain how they spent $2 million in taxpayer funds? Send that to me. I'm going to talk about it today if you send it to me in my email. I'm going to be like Gambit and Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm going to make a name for myself. Marion Butler says, bro, I'm blowing up on X and even Brandon Tatum posted me. Shout out to you. Congratulations. Now, the question is, how do you capitalize off of it and how do you monetize it? Because fame without money. No, I'm not going to say that. Focusing on me, period, says AD. Tomorrow I'm joining the Bag Chasers. I want financial freedom for my children and myself. God bless. We need to start praying for America. I'm 10 steps ahead of you. And welcome to the greatest crew on earth tomorrow. Abdullah says, why was Tom Artyom Alexandrovich allowed to return home after being arrested in the U.S. for child predation? I don't know. Aaron Purdue says, shout out to Trump. The cost of living adjustment in VA and retirement pensions is to where if a combat veteran like me needs to take a knee from work from all injuries or mental health, we won't be on the street. Shout out to the Trump administration, and thank you for supporting the platform. Carrington Love Jr. says, take it from a man that started flying foreign girls to the U.S. Jesus Christ. Why are you flying foreign girls to the U.S.? When I started making $300,000 a year, you resisted by remembering who you was when you were down. Shop cheap. Girls from rural America. I'm at $750K now. Now listen. Congratulations on the $750K. Please stop tricking. Don't fly them out from out of the country. TS Car Wash and Detail Services. Oh yeah, to answer the question yesterday about letting me detail your vehicle. But I stay in Illinois about 3 hours out of Detroit. I actually have clients I fly to, so pulling up on you weekly. Wow, you fly? That's interesting. Chef 673 says, Anton, there is more. Why is Sweet Angel Childcare in Minnesota has its phone number the same as the phone number of the governor's office in Minnesota? Google the name of the above childcare and call that number. Sweet Angel Childcare, Minnesota. Looks like they removed their phone number and that they no longer have a website. They don't have a phone number anymore. They removed it from their site now. All of these businesses are running crazy and they're running wild and they're no longer. How do you have a daycare center or a child care center and you don't have a phone number anymore? I don't want to call the wrong business, so I want to make sure about daycare detector. What's the address? Sweet Angle Child Care, Minnesota. 2740 Minnehaha Avenue. All right. Yeah, that's right. So if you go over here, this is it. This is the phone number. And then on Daycare Protector, they saying that this is the phone number. Why are people writing reviews? Jesus, Lord have mercy. Well, they definitely turned the phone number off, so that's that. And it's the same number here also. Good gosh. People really do be leaving reviews when they don't like a business anymore. Well, so much for that idea. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Shout out to you, Chef 673. I appreciate you. Tia Marie, thank you, Tia. Says, love you, AD. Appreciate the value that you bring. And the confidence and Detroit cockiness you exude. And even when or if I disagree with you, I'll always windmill for you. That's what I like. Shout out to my baby girl. Happy new ventures, new growth, and new opportunities in new year. Nirvana says, if Nick is an independent journalist, why is he depending on his mom who has history of being accused of fraud and MAGA politicians to do his research? TS Car Wash and Detail Services is hilarious. People who winning, other people who not winning, tell them what to do, what they should do. Desiree says, thank you for being my workmate all year, making me laugh, think, and rock the day. I wish you and your family every good thing in 2026. And I wish you even better than that. Shout out to my girlfriend, Desiree, my work friend, my workmate. Freeman says, all of a sudden, we aren't allowed to remember y'all took Tom Hanks hostage. Classic Man Wiz says, the removal of their number and website means guilt. Anton, the Patrick Bet David, called it yesterday live, and indeed it went to Tim's office. Funny, it's gone today, says Tia Marie. I know. Shout out to, I know what's going on. Marion Butler says, I'm going to start posting again like I did before and be consistent. Hope to join the night crew in 2026. Yo, it's Eric TV says, that's suspicious. That's weird in my Cardi B voice. Somalians take talking like Biggie raps. Ish got hot. You sent the feds to my spot. Back on Patreon tomorrow. Happy bag year. I like that. Happy bag year to all of the chasers. And again, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all for holding me down. Shout out to the big dogs that run up a bag. All right. I want to get over to California. So we talked about this a little bit on After Hours yesterday. Billionaires. Well, first of all, I'm going to get that too. I know Oracle said that they're leaving California over a wealth tax, but I want to go to CNBC because they had a conversation about it that I wanted to explore. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Oh, I guess I got to share that.
Welcome back. Some of California's wealthiest residents are threatening to leave the state over this proposed 5% wealth tax. Kate Rogers has the details. Kate, what a firestorm. Ro Khanna was the least popular member on X last night. On my
my gosh. Sarah, good morning. So this is a one-time tax that would call for California residents worth more than $1 billion to be taxed the equivalent of 5% of their assets due in 2027, payments spread out over 5 years. It is retroactive. It would apply to state residents as of January 1st, 2026, which is just days away. It's also important to note the tax proposal not officially on the November 2026
I would change my
ballot.
residence
It might not
immediately.
wind up there at all, but it is causing a public battle on whether or not this will simply kill innovation and cause a talent exodus. Venture capitalists Peter Thiel and Google co-founder Larry Page are considering leaving the state or reducing their California ties by the end of the year. That's according to the New York Times reporting. Others, including investor Chamath Palihapitiya, fired back on X, writing, quote, "The inevitable outcome will be an exodus of the state's most talented entrepreneurs who can and will choose to build their companies in less regressive states." Gary Tan, president of the startup incubator Y Combinator, blasted the proposal as a, quote, "unrealized gains tax that puts founders on the hook for becoming paper billionaires." Other states like Washington or Florida, for example, without income taxes could look more appealing for launching companies in the future. Now, as you said, Representative Ro Khanna, whose district does include Silicon Valley, defended the ballot initiative, saying that entrepreneurs will stay in California because this is where the talent they need is concentrated, writing on X, quote, "Jensen wasn't thinking I won't start this company because I may have to one day pay a 1% tax on my billions. He built here because the talent is here." You know, reminder, California has lost some big companies like Tesla, which relocated its headquarters out of the state. But the battle here, Sarah, really sparking over future companies launching here versus companies leaving and taking talent with them.
And I think that, and what strikes such a nerve, and why I felt like it was bipartisan criticism of this. It wasn't just, you know, billionaires on the right or wealthy entrepreneurs on the right. It was on the left too. Is that, you know, when you start a business, it's paper gains, right? And tax and the unrealized. It's not like real estate. It can fluctuate in a given day or in a given month. And so it disincentivizes entrepreneurs to start businesses because they're just going to have their assets seized by the government, which cannot manage its healthcare system.
That is fucking crazy.
Well, and one other thing that we'll be watching here for sure, of course, is where Governor Newsom lands on this, because he did say at the DealBook conference that, you know, this is not a good idea because it encourages people to leave the state over the long term. Of course, this would decrease state income tax revenues. But this is also an opportunity for Newsom, who, you know, is floated by many as someone who's going to run for president, you know, to side with working class people. So does he wind up, you know, siding with tech elite here, billionaires, or does he side with the working class and the SEIU and healthcare workers union, which are putting this initiative forward?
So let's put this in perspective. Let's have a conversation. Because first of all, I want to explain it to you. And then I'm going to give you my opinion unfiltered. So a wealth tax is insane because first of all, there is no, and I mean zero possible way. Even if you go over to celebritynetworth.com every single celebrity net worth that they have on there is wrong. Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, knows how much a person is truly worth, because your assets is basically anything of value that you own minus your liabilities. So, for example, and again, I want to break it down from a C student's perspective so that you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Your home may be on the market worth, which they still can't really tell you what your home is worth, because your home is worth what you wind up selling it for. And so you don't even really know how much your home is worth until you sell it, right? That's when you have a capital tax, right? That's when you have a real number that you can say, okay, so this is how much you owe. However, you're estimating the value of your home, and it's a guess. It's a guess based off of the comps in the area. It's a guess based off of whatever it is that you do as far as an improvement to the home, all of that, right? Thank you, Sharp. I'm appreciating you, and I'm definitely going to read this super chat shortly. So let's say your house is worth, estimated, $500,000. And you owe $200,000 on it. Then that means that your net worth is $300,000. Your net worth is not $500,000. Your net worth is the value of the house minus the liability, the loan that you still owe on the house. So you minus the other $200,000 that you still owe on the mortgage, and the difference is what your net worth is. And so millionaires and billionaires don't go by how much money they make. They go by your net worth, your estimated net worth. Even if you want to go into the stock market, let's say, okay, you got $300,000 in equity in your house that you can cash out or you can refinance. Or if you was to sell the house minus the fees, you would have $300,000 left over. The $300,000 is what they would look to tax you on, not the $500,000 that you sold it for. All right. So let's say, for example, you want to go over into stock market. Well, guess what? The stock market fluctuates every single day, depending on the value of the stocks that you are invested in, right? Today, it could be worth $200,000. Tomorrow, it could be worth $198. The next day, it could be worth $204. Your net worth is going to fluctuate every day based off of the assets that you own. Even your cars, which a lot of people look at as a depreciating asset. And most cars are a depreciating asset. The value of your car is how much it's worth, which is what you can sell it for or you can trade it in for, minus whatever it is that you owe on it. So a lot of people are upside down in their cars because the car devalued itself based off of how many miles you have, what type of car it had, what kind of car it is, what year it is. A lot of people are upside down in their loans because they owe more than what the car is worth. And so when they wind up paying it off, then that means that they have it as an asset. If you have a paid off car and it's worth $15,000, $20,000, then that also contributes into your net worth. Your cash, everything that you own minus your liabilities is what your net worth is. So what California is proposing is to basically do an assessment of what they think a billionaire is worth, and then they're going to tax them 5% of what their paper money looks like. Not what they actually have, not what they sold, not what it's actually valued at. They're going to say, well, listen, we think that you're worth X amount of dollars. So what we're going to do is we're going to require for you to pay 5% of whatever we think you're worth, and that's how much you're going to owe us just because you're a billionaire. That's crazy. That is insane. That is insane. Chezzy says they got $1 billion, they'll be all right. Did you just not hear what I said? Did you not hear the explanation? Or is that why your profile picture looks like a penis with a bad with bad hair around it. Did you not hear what I said? What if we told you that your mother, who you stay in the basement with, that your mother has to take 5% of her home and that she has to actually give that over to the city that y'all stay in just because she your mama? Just because she your mama. What if you and we go and we say, hey, listen, your single baby mama that you live with, or your mother who was a single mother that had you, has to give over 5% of her home just because she her. What if we did that? What if by default somebody went into your little pockets and they said, listen, we know you work at Burger King and we want you to continue to put the fries in the bag. However, we just gonna take this because we anticipate for your paycheck to be that. And so regardless of how many hours that you work, we're gonna go ahead and take that over. Taxes are cruel. They're insane. Our governments are addicted to taxes. And I don't give a fuck about if you make $1 or if you're worth 100 million or if you're worth $100 billion. Nobody should be able to just go into your shit and take your stuff just because you live in a certain place. That is insane. And doing it on capital gains is egregious. It is absolutely disrespectful. To take somebody's money based off of unrealized gains. Let's say that you get paid a bonus in stock options, not your regular money, but stock options. And let's say you didn't even touch the money yet. You don't know, you letting it grow or whatever. And they say, you know what? Fuck what you talking about. How much is your stock options worth? You're going to have to sell some of that, pay capital gains tax. And then you also going to have to pay it. You got to sell it because we want 5% of what we think that is worth now. If you don't think that every single billionaire is having a conversation or was having a conversation prior to this and saying, hey man, all right, I love Cali. The weather is great. The weather is great, but I'm not about to sit here and deal with this nonsense. If you don't think that that's a thing and that people are having conversations all day long, you are crazy. You are smoking crack.
Billionaire backlash is brewing in California over a proposed bill that would tax the ultra rich, with some reportedly ready to move their businesses and their money across the country to Florida. So that is where we find News Nation's Ryan Bass. Ryan, good morning. What would this bill mean for California, and why Florida? Why is that the destination of choice?
Because they ain't got no state taxes.
So, Kelly, Florida checks a lot of boxes for the ultra wealthy here in the state. Of course, there's no state income taxes. That's certainly a big one. There's clear residency rules, and there's a growing tech scene that's coming here to the Sunshine State as well. If this bill becomes law.
Listen. Let's say that I'm worth $20 billion, right? And they want to take $1 billion from me. Do you think that any good capitalist and any good investor or any business owner that is worth their salt going to sit here and say, yep, California, you can take my shit so that you can give it over to illegal migrants? You telling me that the difference between me giving over $1 billion and keeping it in my pocket and net worth is me changing my address to Florida? That don't mean that I can't still visit. That don't mean that I can't have a house in my baby mama name out here. That don't mean that I can't experience the coast. If you're telling me that I am not going to keep $1 billion in my net worth so that I could go, so that I can make sure, you think that I'm gonna give you $1 billion just because? Are you smoking crack and y'all haven't even been able to manage what y'all already have? You think I'm gonna let you shake me down? Fuck out of here. Bro, I'll fight you over $500 right now. I'll fight you over $500. You bitch made ass. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop cussing as much in 2026. But let me get it all out right now. You whore. Oh, you going to shake me down for $5? What? You think I'm about to go in my pocket and give you $500? It's the principle. It's the principle. It is the principle. You not going to come in here and bully me. You ain't going to come in here and just go in my pocket. Bro, what? Get your hands on my pockets. What's wrong with you? Just going to take my job? Just because you woke up this morning? I don't care how much money I got in my pocket. You're not about to take it. You're not about to take it. Absolutely not. Bro, do you know the level of violation that you feel when somebody just go and take your stuff? You know how I feel? It ain't the fact of whether I got it or not. You not getting it. You not getting it. I've been carjacked before. Yes, I have. I've been carjacked before. And I vowed to myself when it was happening, Lord, if I make it out alive, you know what? I wasn't even thinking from the lens of, Lord, just let me make it out alive. I was on fire. I was angry as hell. And I thought I was going to die. I thought that they was going to take my life because they didn't have no mask on. And anybody that is robbing you that don't have a mask on, either you dumb as fuck or you looking to go ahead and kill me. And I was thinking to myself, if I get out of this, alive, beginning of my villain arc, I couldn't even think I was so pissed off. I was so angry. I don't even know where that came from. I was so angry and mad that somebody was taking my shit and was going through my car and made me take my pelly. I had a pelly on and was making me take my pelly off and was going through my pockets and went and got my car keys and took my wallet because it was degrading. And it was just adrenaline. And I was a much younger man. I wasn't as wise. I wasn't as seasoned. And it was the most angry experience that I've ever experienced in my entire life. Pissed me off. And I was thinking to myself, if I make it out alive, because see, I ain't had no daughter back then. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no kid. I ain't have none of that shit. So, I wasn't thinking from the lens of I got to get back to my kid. I got to get back to my daughter. She wasn't born yet. And I was just thinking to myself, if I make it out alive, all you niggas, every last one of you niggas is going. All learn. And that's one of the things that we learned even back in the hood is that you can't let anybody get one off on you. You can't let anybody get one off on you. Not one person can get one off on you because everybody gonna feel comfortable to disrespect you. Everybody is gonna feel comfortable to disrespect you. And if you let it fly, if you let them publicly disrespect you, you're gonna have to publicly make an example of people. And you cannot you can't let shit fly. You cannot let anything fly in no way, shape, or form. Nobody can get one off on you. Nobody. And so nowadays you got to move a little bit differently because you got social media and you got cameras everywhere and everybody do whatever the fuck they want to do. Niggas think that they can just talk shit online and that's the end of it. Nobody can get one off on you. Nobody can get one off on you because everybody gonna feel comfortable doing it. I don't understand how they think that they can get away with this, bro.
State analysts out of California say that they could lose hundreds of millions of dollars a year in tax revenue. It could lead to lead to job losses, investment losses, and innovation tied to its tech economy as well, which we know is huge with Silicon Valley in California. The 2026 Billionaire Tax Act is backed by a healthcare labor union and would impose a one-time wealth tax, including on money tied up in stocks or private companies, on anyone considered a California resident on January 1, 2026, even if voters approve this later. Supporters say it could raise up to $100 billion for healthcare, food assistance, and education. Now, the Golden State is home to some of the country's wealthiest tech power players. We're talking Google co-founder Larry Page, Meta's Mark Zuckerberg, Oracle's Larry Ellison among them. Under this proposal, all of these folks you see here could face a one-time tax of $1 billion plus. Now, this proposal is triggering many wealthy folks. Hedge fund titan Bill Ackman wrote on.
And let me tell you why they can't allow for this to happen. And this is the example that I want to illustrate. The reason that they cannot allow for this to happen is because they're saying that it's a one-time thing. It's only going to be one time that we're going to put our hands in y'all pockets and we're going to take this money out of y'all pockets. If you think that that's going to be the end of it, it never will. It never will. They will never, ever, in any way, shape, or form, stop putting their hands in your pockets because they was able to get away with it and they was able to do something and disrespect you the first time. They will not just do it one time. They are coming back and they are going to shake you down as much as they possibly can, for the rest of your existence in California. You think that they just going to do it one time and that's going to be the end of it? You see what's happening in New York? You see what they're saying with Bernie Sanders and taxing the rich? This is a test pilot. This is a test run. This is a test run. They are testing to see how much they can get away with so that they can further craft legislation to see if they can go ahead and shake you down. If people over in California, matter of fact, if the billionaires in California do not do something about it immediately and say, we got to do something to make an example of how we going to punish you niggas. If this is what y'all want to play a game with, it doesn't matter if the proposed legislation ever get through because they'll craft new legislation that's a little bit lighter to say, well, listen, we didn't do 5% on you. We just going to do 1 or 2% or 2.5%. You're going to have you have to nip it in the bud. You have to nip it in the bud and you have to make sure that people know that you mean business. And if you don't do it, then you are going to give them permission to come back and disrespect you even more. I'm telling you. Because they'll normalize it. And then it'll be average. And then they'll say, they'll go over there like Zoran Mondani over there in New York. And you know what Zoran Mondani is saying? Well, listen, you guys already pay 50% of your income in taxes. What's another 2.5%? To make sure that everybody in New York has an equal opportunity for housing and public transportation and for everything that we're proposing in this new administration once we take office on day one. You think these billionaires are going to leave over an extra 2% on top of the 50% that they're already paying? So you're saying 52% is the threshold, huh? Everything in life, you have to count the cost of the future of what it's going to cost you. The reason why I decided when I was younger that I never, ever wanted to get into the dope game is because I understood that every single person that I knew that was in a dope game had to make an example out of a nigga that decided that he wanted to run off on a plug. Had to make an example of a person that decided that they wanted to jack him or rob him. They have to get their hands dirty. Otherwise, everybody is going to look at them as food and they basically going to have a failed career. And I said, this ain't worth it. It ain't worth it in any way, shape, or form to ever put my hands in this pot. It's the same thing when it comes to relationships. It's the same thing when it comes to relationships. When a woman first disrespects you, you have to nip that shit in the bud immediately. Otherwise, she's going to continue to disrespect you, and it's going to become an ocean. And it's going to become normalized. And disrespect come in a lot of forms. Disrespect come in a lot of forms. You teach her how to treat you. If you don't nip it in the bud immediately, you are going to catch hell for the rest of your days in that relationship. Women know who they can get away with it with, and they know who they can't get away with it with. And so what they do is they observe the type of guy that you are before you even get into a relationship with him, and that's how they adjust accordingly. That's human nature. You're talking about politics, you're talking about money, you're talking about relationships, you're talking about people that deal with you on a certain level. The minute that people feel like they can get away with it, you know what they're going to do? They're going to do a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And then it's going to become normalized, and they're going to say, oh, what are you talking about? This is what I've always done. This is what I've always done. Why you acting funny now? Why you acting weird? But you know what she won't do that with? The other nigga that ain't gave her a fucking dime. They pick and choose who they're going to do it with based off of how you allow for them to disrespect you. And so at some point, you're going to have to say, you know what? Who the fuck is you talking to? If you haven't at some point, if you are in a relationship and everything that you've ever done has always been emotionally intelligent, and you have not been unpredictable as a man, boy, I know you getting cheated on. I know you a sucker. I know you getting everything took from you, and you a sucker. If you at some point don't say, who are you talking to? At the very minimum, if you haven't said, who was you talking to? You on the phone with somebody? Okay. It should send a shiver down her spine. And if she say, I'm talking to you, then that means that she's been getting away with that shit for a long time, and she don't have no fear. She has zero fear of what you are capable of as a man. If she say, I'm talking to you, after you say, who you talking to, she has zero fear of even you being able to leave the relationship. She don't believe that fat meat greasy. She don't have no fucking fear for you whatsoever. And you're probably in a sexless relationship. I dare you. I dare you. Or she giggle a little bit when you said it. Oh, girl, you see this? You might as well just ship her on over here to me on the I Choose You 2 Tour 2026. You might as well just send her over here to Anton from AntonDaniels.com. That's my chick. And that's my girl at that point. That's my girl. That's not your girl at that point. That's my girl. That's Anton from AntonDaniels.com, girl. I'm about to get her a bag chaser hat. All of that shit. She a bag chaser. She a bag chaser now. Yes, she is. No. 781. That's not what we saying. All right, let me be very clear. I'm not saying to put your hand. Listen, everybody got to keep. I don't want y'all. See, this is why we got to come back to the front of the congregation. I am not telling y'all to put your hands on nobody. Let me preface this by saying That is not what I'm communicating. You should not ever have to put your pimp hand strong on nobody in order for them to get in line. The consequences has to be different from that, all right? It could be me leaving. It could be, hey, give me my credit cards back. Hey, you got to go home. I'm getting the fuck out. It could be a lot of things, but you can't put your hands on people, all right? All right, 781, I don't want you to get your Ike Turner on. That is not what I'm telling you. Do not sit there and say, AD told me to go ahead and discipline her, domestic discipline. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. Do not change the words to be something different than what I'm telling you. That is not what we're communicating here. We don't advocate for violence. We don't advocate for anything, all right? Don't do that. Don't do that. That's going to get you in jail and arrested, and nobody is going to come and get you, and nobody is going to come save you. All right, on that note, let me go ahead and move on to the super chats. Make sure that you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. No. Yeah, I didn't say that. No, I did not say that. You are never, ever, ever going to get me caught up in your foolishness. I don't believe in putting hands on people. All right? It's all up here. Listen. If you can't control her up here, you lost her anyway. It don't really matter all of this. All of this shit is dumb. It's here. It's here. Here is everything that you need. If you can't talk her, if you can't control what's happening here, and that reflect what it is that she do with her body, then you lost her anyway. All right? So chill out. No pimp hand strong. Sharp TV says, make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I borrowed this from you. Salute. Shout out to you, Sharp TV. Chezzy says they buying up everything. Money grows exponentially. What the F you need more than $1 billion for? You already won. Give back to the people. This is the gayest comment that I've seen so far. Aaron Purdue says, regarding unrealized gains, especially real estate, the government fraud, check out Travis at Real Estate Mindset and his friend Mitch Vexler. All right, I'm going to have to check that out. J-Lo on the track says, Happy New Year's from Japan family. Much love. Just tapping in after the festivities. Oh, you already on the New Year. I forgot about that. Different time zones, different people. Man, I wish I could live stream tonight. California pulling the Brandon Johnson strategy. Watch their tax base leave. They already been leaving in droves. Then they'll blame the Mo after party. Property taxes go up. Best feeling and success. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Been single for 19 years. I don't know what that means. I don't want to be single. Shout out to yours, Eric TV. All right, let me see what else is going on. Oh, nah. What's my name? Y'all know this is the last live stream of the year for me. Last live stream of the year. That's crazy. This is crazy, bro. I just seen a video popped up of my parents roller skating from 7 years ago. Literally a video popped up of my parents roller skating from 7 years ago that I had saved. father.
You were the perfect man. Perfect's an understatement, some won't understand. I think that they'd agree if they could see your hands. You make no mistakes, that's how I seen it, yes. You were perfect, perfect, you just work so hard. I've never seen you give up, yeah, you set the bar. At times it seems so high, don't think I'm up to par. You got me reaching for you, this time you're too far. But I'm still reaching, reaching, but I see you, I feel you, I love you in my heart. I see you, I feel you, I love you.
Whoa. How the hell I got the hood on my back but still gotta watch my shoulder? How you feel like I'm supposed to take care of you when your ass way older? Had a deep convo with the young bros who was in my Rover. Tricking yourself out the street ain't got shit to do with being no soldier. I lost Johnny and Larry, I can't lie, my heart got colder. Lost Tay-Man and CJ, I can't lie, my heart got frozen. Fuck all that grieving and shit, I go to the paint like I'm DeRozan. Nigga hit me up, I hit him up, but I guess I was chosen. All the ops trying to get even, we killing all season. Infrared on the stick, sun beaming. Niggas get killed for treason. Better thank God your ass still breathing. If I let it slide, I had a reason. If I let it slide, it's cause I'm busy fighting demons. Shiver when I sleep, the doctor say that I'm anemic. Say it in his songs, but when I seen him, he ain't mean it. When it come to eating plates, they know we get too greedy. Yeah. Gang over everything. Married to this shit. Gang on my wedding ring. Yeah. Gang, stay ahead of things. Yeah. Gang spinning like a hurricane. Back to school driving my hood. Showing love, they knew I would. Hit a lick, then come look out. Ask the J's, they know me good. Niggas trying to split the crew up like I didn't do what I should. All the killers right here with me. Let's get that shit understood. Niggas know I bust my gun. Ain't no smoke can make me run. He mad at me by the chain. Forgot the times I paid his bun. Brother talk behind my back. I play like I ain't heard none. Niggas wanna shake my hand, but I can't take mine off my gun. Bitches on the same thing, trying to knock my focus. I come from the east side where it's roguish. Shoot me in the back of the head, he probably get a bonus. Talking to my codeine, that shit sad, that's what I cope with. I'ma be a man if I'm rich or if I'm broken. Why you feel like it's my job to make sure you got motion? You know you got them niggas out here saying the fame changed me. I got 30 niggas right here saying that I'm the same me. Yeah. Gang over everything. Married to this shit. Gang on my wedding ring. Yeah. Gang, stay ahead of things. Yeah. Gang spinning like a hurricane. Yeah. Check my resume, I ain't said a thing. Yeah. Dang gang, man, them niggas changed. Stay down, shit, better came. Stay down, shit, better came. Never tuck my tail about nothing. Niggas rap dissing, but they bluffing. Chopper bullets friendly, they keep touching. Any room, I'm topic of discussion. Would it be the same if I was busted? Niggas hate it, bitches love it. But they knowing how we coming, knowing we just want the money. Put the G5 on the runway, then pay my ties on Sunday. Monday is back to gunplay. Go eat me a plate on lunch break. 4L, she can tell by the feng shui. Got kids, can't wait on no one. I pay my dues, I don't owe none. When I flip this switch, they both run. Keep looking at me, must know some. I'm giving out smoke, who wants some? At the spot, you know where your hoe come. They need a free turkey, so dumb. Better go in the house when bro come. Yeah. Better take your ass inside the house. 21. Better take your ass inside the... Yeah. Better take your ass inside the house. 21. Be careful who you tell to step, niggas ain't right. Slime with the wrong nigga, that'll get your life. Rest in peace to Tay, man, bitch, you see the knife. Trapping on G-Block, nigga wear shiesty. Don't believe the hype, he had gangsta bro that made him kite. Daddy was a bitch, we was young niggas, took his bite. All this shit be fast, I just punch and I don't got it right. I just want the head, cause she talk too much, she ain't my type. Yeah, gang over everything. Married to this shit, gang on my wedding ring. Yeah, gang, stay ahead of things. Yeah, gang spinning like a hurricane. Yeah, check my resume, I ain't said a thing. Yeah, dang gang, man, them niggas change. Stay down, shit, better came. Stay down, shit, better came.
Oh man. You know what I realized? Shout out to you, Heather. I appreciate you. You know what I realized? I realized that let me just say this and then we're gonna continue on with the show. We got a lot more to get into, so show ain't over, we getting it popping. For all of y'all that let this little petty dumb bullshit divide y'all, and I ain't even just talking about your parents, but just in general. You let this little petty bullshit divide y'all. Y'all don't show love and respect to the people that surround you and your parents and shit. Dumb as hell, man. Dumb as hell. Dumb as fuck. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit is meaningless, man. It's meaningless as hell. Dumb as hell, bro. Dumb as hell. Because I be thinking to myself sometimes, and I had a great relationship with my father. I had a phenomenal relationship with my father. Phenomenal relationship with my brothers, my mom, everybody, right? I was thinking to myself, like, shit, I wish he could have experienced this. You know what I'm saying? And no. And it's cool. Like some people saying sorry for my loss. Nah, listen, life and death is a part of life. Death is a part of life. And you never know when it's going to come. But I was thinking to myself, like, shit, he never really got to, like, experience the success to the level that we have it at now. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the reason why I shower my people. And I'm kind of so generous now towards everybody that's around me. It's because I want them to experience life to the fullest potential. I want them to really, really understand that you can't take none of this shit with you, and you have to be purposeful and meaningful with how it is that you move every single day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting this petty stuff with my people or the people that I love ever slow me down from loving on them and holding them down and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Stop letting petty. Now, listen, if your parents or some type of shit or some stepdaddy touched you when you was younger, you a valid crash out. You know what I'm saying? That's valid. Forgive and move on. I'm not telling you that you got to go and have a relationship with people. But what I am saying is for the small petty stuff that we be whining about and complaining about and acting like, oh, this is a big deal. Man, that shit is small, bro. Let that junk go and move on with your life and have a good, fruitful, phenomenal 2026. Our differences is what make us unique. I don't want to be like everybody else. You got something uniquely different about you and that you see life differently through that makes life worth living, because we all not Manchurian candidates. If you got some petty bullshit that you focusing on, I know, man, I was talking to my homeboy last night, and this is real talk. I was talking to my homeboy last night before I jumped on the live stream, and I was telling him, because he was telling me about another friend that we got. And this is in real life. This ain't on internet shit. This is in real life. And he was saying that another friend that we got, he was feeling some type of way. And they was arguing back and forth over a bitch. I ain't talking about a wife. And when I say a bitch, I'm not talking about a woman. I'm talking about a bitch. It's a difference. I think that there is a difference between a good man and a nigga. I think it's a difference between a hoe, a bitch, and a good woman or a housewife. And they had a rift between them over a little funky hoe. And I told him, I said, man, how long have we known each other? Now check this out. This is real talk. We've known each other, all three of us, since kindergarten. Kindergarten. All three of us have known each other since kindergarten. I knew him since kindergarten. And you know what I'm saying? He lived on across. Okay, so one of them lived a little further west towards 7 Mile, right? 7 Mile going west. So further up 7 Mile, and another one lived right there. But we all went to Hampton Elementary School. We was in kindergarten together. And I said, nigga, y'all ain't talked almost all year over a funky hoe? And he was like, he started thinking about it. I said, dog, when we start letting hoes, not wives, hoes get in the way of what we got going on. I said, what if one of y'all niggas had passed away or somebody passed away and y'all up here over a rift and neither one of y'all got the hoe? He ain't messing with her no more. The other dude ain't did nothing with her or none of that. And y'all over here got a rift over. I said, man, y'all need to fix that shit, bro. So he was like, you right. So an hour later, he hit me up and he called me. He was like, bro, you right, man. That junk was so petty. We cool. Now, we fall out over it, and I'm using that as an example, but we fall out over the pettiest stuff, over the silliest stuff, man. It's like, bro, we known each other since kindergarten. You doing well, he doing well, I'm doing well in our own respects and our own rights, and we all doing phenomenal. And she probably overlaid up with somebody else, and y'all riffing over a chick that neither one of y'all even know where is at right now. I could probably call her right now and have her over to my crib if I wanted her. And y'all tripping over a chick? What we doing? We 40. We 43 years old, and they riffing over a chick. And we do, man. We let this petty stuff affect us and get in the way of what's going on. So that's why I like my people that I stream with on Room 9. Because we argue like hell. And you know what we be doing? We be right back in the mix. We be laughing, talking, chatting on the group chat, talking about going on a retreat. Man, we not letting, you know why we gonna stay together? I predict this in 2026. Hold me accountable in 2027. I predict that in the same way that nobody has defected away from the platform in 2024 or 2025, that we are going to continue to be stronger together, richer, and running up a bag in 2026. I predict that we are going to be running stronger than ever going into the next year. If God give us the ability to survive. If God grant breath in our lungs going into 2027, I promise you that we are going to be better, stronger, and running up a bag better than ever. I didn't even get the email yet for the plaques. I'm waiting on YouTube to send me the email, and then I'm gonna make sure that I get the plaques. So that's all I'm saying, man. Like, don't let this petty nonsense get in the way. And I use that as an example, but a lot of us, I see people going no contact with their parents over some dumb junk. Y'all still pissed about the election that happened in 2024? Bro, that was over a year ago. Like, people are still pissed about how people voted in 2024. Get over it. Get over it. Move on. Let's get this money together. And you know what'll happen? It'll be a tragedy that'll happen. that'll then bring people together, and then they're gonna be like, man, you know what? We need to stop bickering. We need to stop arguing. No fighting. All of this, whatever, so on and so forth. And it's like, don't wait for a tragedy to happen before y'all start getting together and fixing the situation. And again, I'm not telling y'all that y'all got to go out and hang out with each other and go and be best friends and all of this stuff. But I am saying that you need to get over it and stop not attending Thanksgiving and Christmas, having a fucking pity party, acting like you're doing somebody else a disservice by not showing up. They still gonna eat the macaroni and cheese. They still gonna have sweet potato pie. We still gonna eat cherry pie, and we still gonna have a good time. You should be here, my nigga. You should be here. At the end of the year, y'all should not be making as many goals as you are trying to fix relationships and forgiving each other and asking for forgiveness. And let's not forget that part too. A lot of us always are offended, but we never acknowledge when we are the offender. A lot of us are always offended and pissed at somebody else, but we always got this revisionist history when it comes to being the offender. What's up, Miss Sanchez? It's okay. Hey, listen, you know what? I fucked up on this. I apologize. That's what y'all should be doing. Before you start making your New Year's resolutions, you should be going in and saying, you know what? I thought I was right about this, but I realized how offensive it could be for you. And so listen, I want to do the right thing, not necessarily just because I want to do it for me, but because I really do care about you. This is how you apologize. I really do care about you, and I value our relationship. I value our friendship. And so regardless of whether or not you moved on to something different or how you feel about it, I want to do my part, and I want to make sure that you understand, and I acknowledge what it is that happened. I shouldn't have did this, and I don't want to ever be at odds, and I apologize. And do you forgive me? Hopefully you forgive me, because and come with something tangible. Come with something tangible. Come with a real apology. Be sincere and do the right thing and make things right. Fix it. Fix it. Make it right and keep it moving. One of the reasons why I believe that my 2025 was so fruitful is because I was free from any burden that came along with the year before, which allowed for me to thrive. And it's because I always try to make sure that I do the right thing by people. And I admit, my way of apologizing may be a little bit different than everybody else. I don't always apologize verbally. Sometimes I may just send you a gift. Listen, I love you. I wish that I could have been a better person than I was, than I am now. But I'm going to work on it. I can't guarantee you that I can't be toxic, but I do guarantee you that we're going to have a good time and enjoy this gift that I'm sending to you. My apologies may be a little bit different. It's not always verbal. Take it for what you will. Anyways, make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm and subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. That's what the people in my life say. They say, Anton, you don't like to apologize. You think you could just buy a gift and that's the end of it. Okay, well, give it back. No. All right, well, then we good then. It sounds like it's water under the bridge. Oh my God. Listen, did you enjoy yourself or no? You know what I'm saying, Heather Woods? Did you enjoy the gift? You know what I'm saying? You know what I started to do? I'm about to get into this next segment of the show. You know what I've started to do? Because I'm so self-aware. I buy the gift before the offense. Yo, listen. I'll make sure I treat you extra good when we in a good space, because it's a possibility that it may go left. So I'm gonna make sure that I take care of you before I promise you on everything. On everything. That is on everything. I have learned, I know my personality. I know me. I know that there's going to be something that you disagree with before we disagree. So what I've done is I've made sure that I've taken care of you before it happens, so that you understand that it's not you, it's me. But just think about it. Think about our interaction before you make any sudden decisions. You already got something nice, right? It's the truth. I make sure that I treat you well before it happens, because I'm not saying that I'm intentionally gonna make it happen. What I am saying is it could be unpredictable. So what I've decided to do is to start pre-treating you, so that when everything may go left, when you look on your arm and you see that nice thing or something happens, you give me a little bit more grace. Just give me grace. Give me grace. Give me grace. It's not you, it's me. It's me. Oh, I have pre-offended. I'm pre-apologizing. That's what I do. I'm sorry. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm. No, this is my this is my real life. I'm trying to tell you, this is my real life. I cannot be any more cryptic but transparent with you guys. What y'all hear me say and what y'all hear me do on the internet, because I can't be as direct as I want to, I am telling you what my real life is. It is wild. It is wild. And y'all know I'm not going to lie to you. That's why I be showing y'all the receipts. That's why my credit card. That's why my credit card be so fucked up. That's why my spending summary is out of control, because what's my spending summary? I got another set that I mean not a set. I got another whatchamacallit that I gotta do. What's my spending summary? Let me see what the fuck is going on here. God damn it. I'm gonna get this together. My December 2025 spending summary is crazy. Good God. Changes coming in December 2026, bro. And it's the last time that I'm showing y'all my spending summaries. December 2025. That's what I spent in December 2025, bro. That is what I spent in December 2025. All right, so I'm gonna get that shit together. I'm tightening up, getting it together, and I'm gonna make sure that everything is together. Yeah, man, it was crazy, bro. Very, very crazy. December 25. I don't know what. Do they have a whole year? What's my year spending summary? Year to date. As year to date, That's year to date. And this is an actual app. As year to date. I'll admit, I am ashamed. I am ashamed. I'm ashamed. Hold me accountable. Hold me accountable. I am ashamed. I admit it. I admit it. I am ashamed. I am ashamed. I got a problem. I have a problem, and I am going to fix it. I'm going to fix it in 2026. That's my goal. I just had to see it. Once I said, all right. All right. I'm going to go. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it. Anton, what is the highest amount of cash you picked up at a bank? Maybe like 120,000. I'm fasting financially. I'm fasting financially. I'm fasting financially, and I'm not doing any more spending. January 2026 is going to be less than it's going to be less than 40. It's going to be less than 40,000. January, because I already got some stuff that I already got to take care of. So that's already in the books. January 2026 is going to be less than 40,000 that I spent personally. It's going to be less than 40,000. All right. All right. I'm going to read the super chat, sister, right after I do this last segment. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, Antonio. There's a lot of people around me that I'll take care of, that I got to make sure is good. You know what I'm saying, Mia? Shout out to my dog, Flux City. Hey, Flux City, if I didn't show the receipts, they wouldn't believe me. Flux, you know what's so tripped out? I'm going to read this super chat in a minute. Flux, you know what's so tripped out? This is why I be telling people, I'm not impressed with these rappers. I'm not impressed with these YouTubers. I'm not impressed with these so-called business gurus. I'm not impressed with these basketball players, these retired basketball players and shit. I'm not impressed with these niggas. I don't give a fuck about these niggas. They don't impress me. I haven't seen one of them. I ain't seen nobody. Nobody. I ain't gonna say in my city. I ain't gonna get into all of that because I ain't about to do all of that. But listen, this is what I'm telling you, Tamika. You said we can see those millions being spent in real time. It makes sense. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to be showing y'all even more inside of the Patreon. I'm gonna show y'all everything. Y'all gonna see my real life in real time. Flux City, I'm gonna read that super chat shortly. Let me get into this last story, and then we're gonna get it popping. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
I love about cooking that is like my mini science project. I can tweak things, create things, and if it doesn't work, I just try it again until it works. We are making risotto with sauteed vegetables, coconut curry shrimp with a jasmine parsley rice, turkey meatballs, and also some creamy mashed potatoes. It's very beautiful that you're creating something with your own hands and the results are something that you can really enjoy. I'm Cynthia Diaz. I'm 33 years old. I'm a private chef and culinary educator in New York City. There's people that hire me to cook for them and prepare a meal for them and take care of their nutritional needs at their home.
I didn't say nothing. I said she's a No, I just said that she makes $66,000 a year as a private chef in New York City.
I moved to New York City in 2013 from the Dominican Republic. I started working in very small local restaurants.
Let me ask y'all a question. Do degrees actually matter? Do degrees actually matter when you're talking about like culinary arts, hospitality management? So basically all that tells me is that you're trying to be the restaurant manager. Why do people get degrees when it comes to anything related to restaurant management, food, all of that type of stuff? What's the point? Because again, I almost believe like degrees in certain fields are a scam. Like, what's the point of getting a degree in a particular field? And how does that actually help you from a career perspective? If somebody tells me that they're a private chef and that they want to cook for me, I'm never going to ask them, hey, what's your degree? Usually I'm going to ask them, oh, okay, well, first of all, let me see your Instagram. Who do you cook for? What's your schedule like? You know what I'm saying? I want to know what your background is because that kind of informs me on what's going on. And then usually I'll do a test run. So I'll say, all right, cool. Can you cook for me for this event? Or can you come over here and cook for this or whatever, so on and so forth. And then once they show me what they are, then that informs me of what it is that I want if I want to continue to do business with you. I've never seen anybody in the food industry that, in my opinion, I think needed a degree. Nobody.
Right after the pandemic, I decided to work independently and I went back to college to earn my degree in culinary arts and start working as a private chef simultaneously. I was looking to have a healthy life-work balance, and I think private chef was allow me to do that. I started working as a private chef on 2021. My focus is based on what the client needs, the requirements, the preferences, the culture, the lifestyle.
Charges her meal prep clients between $250 and $450 per service, not including the cost of groceries. That's pretty good. That's really good. So if she meal prep for you for the entire week, let's say, for example, it's $300. So basically you spending $1,200 plus groceries for somebody to meal prep for you for the entire week for the month. That's not bad.
With meal prep clients, I built a menu.
Betsy, you see the value in a culinary degree?
For the day off, I stop at the supermarket and do the groceries, or I do the groceries.
She's spending less. You're spending less in meal prep than some people are saying that they spending on their grocery bill. That's how I know people be capping. If you're spending $300 a week for meal prep plus groceries, and let's say, for example, groceries, because she just showed the grocery receipt of $105, right? The grocery receipt is $105. So she's going to go and meal prep for you for the entire week. Let's double it. Let's say that the grocery bill is $200, right? For the entire week. How is she able to meal prep for you for the entire week? The service is $300 plus the groceries, let's say $400. She's spending $1,600 to meal prep for you for the entire month. and people are sitting here telling me that they got $3,000 grocery bills. Bullshit. Bullshit. No way that you have $3,000 in grocery bills and y'all sitting here talking about, man, affordability is too high. It's crazy. I can't even afford it because my grocery bill, I've seen people saying that their grocery bills be $3,000. Where? Where? Even if you pay her a crazy amount of money and $400 in meal prep for the entire week, ain't no way in the world that your grocery bills is $3,000. Get the hell out of here. It ain't that unaffordable. People be lying, bro. People be lying. It's DoorDash, going out to eat. They include that as a part of their grocery bill.
1 or 2 days before online, I arrive to their house and I start preparing the meals. They're labeled, they're stored in the fridge, the kitchen is cleaned up, and then we stay in communication until the next service. I prepare around 4 to 5 days of food. That will depend on the size of the family.
So I'm gonna be cooking for a family of 4. It's mom, dad, and 2 kids. We are making risotto with sauteed vegetables, coconut curry shrimp with a jasmine parsley rice, turkey meatballs, and also some creamy mashed potatoes.
The benefits of working as a private chef is having a flexible schedule, being able to create healthy meals, personal meals, and meals that are meaningful to my clients, have a more direct contact with the person that I'm cooking for. The disadvantages, I would say, is the lack of consistency. There are weeks that you can have a full week, but maybe the following week is going to be a little bit slower. My sources of income are meal prep clients, private dinner clients, and teaching culinary classes.
Wow, and she don't even have a car note. So some people are saying, well, how can she live off of $66,000 a year in New York City? Do you see what her expenses are? Her expenses for the business is $56 a month for the phone and $34 a week when it comes to public transportation. That's how I'm telling y'all. The first thing that's in y'all budget that kill y'all budget is your car. Cars are like death. Cars, in my opinion, is really a luxury item. Or let me revise that. Cars with car notes are a luxury. Cars with car notes are a luxury item. 100% it's a luxury item. And people try to make it seem like it's not. It absolutely is a luxury item. 100% it is. And so a lot of people is out here paying $800, $1,200 car notes, plus let me see something. What y'all got going on over here? Plus insurance, plus gas, plus maintenance, all of that type of stuff.
I find clients, of course, through referrals. The second one will be through booking services. Families are my typical meal prep client. My clients typically ask me to prepare meals that are easy to enjoy in an everyday life, meals that their kids can enjoy and they can nourish their kids. My typical private dinner client is parties, birthdays, celebrations, couples.
My bad. This is what Carrie, Molly, and Mika and Kim and Miss Sanchez want me to deal with at the retreat. They want me to have a 24-hour private live-in chef. They want me to have a live-in chef 24 hours to be able to make them whatever it is that they want when they want it. But they want the chef to basically live there and to cook for them whenever it is that they want cooked. They want breakfast, lunch, snacks, and dinner when it's convenient. Yep, this is what they want. Man, 30,000 seem a little low for all of the services now that I'm thinking about that they want. They want a 24-hour chef. Thank you, Molly. That's the other ladies, Anton. I want you to save money. Thank you, Molly. Thank you, Molly. I appreciate you, baby girl. See that? Molly wants me to save money. Yes, they want a chef at their beck and call. Sometimes you need waffles at 2 a.m. That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm thinking that it's probably looking at more like 50. With all of the amenities and the services that they want to spend like 50 grand. Look at Miss Sanchez.
I decided to work as a culinary educator because I like working with the kids. I like to teach. My parents back in the yard, they're both teachers, and I grew up around that, and that's something that I really enjoy. I think you can live comfortably in New York City with the amount of money that I make as a private chef. I live with my boyfriend and we share living expenses at home, and that makes it easier to live in New York City.
Sharing living expenses.
Something that I want to focus for next year is to learn about nutrition. Being a chef allows you to explore what balanced meals are, how to eat healthier, how to share the knowledge with others. I do see myself working as a chef for a long time. I don't think it's in my plans to work as a restaurant chef. I have the flexibility on my schedule and the freedom to work in the ranges that I want, with the hours that I want, with the same income that I will have working in a restaurant. At the moment, my business is in a very good place and I'm happy where it is heading. The goal for next year is to keep it consistent. I really enjoy the freedom of being able to build my own lifestyle, my own schedule, and being able to be creative in my workplace and professionally.
Shout out to her. Yo, that's dope. But it just shows you again that a lot of times we say or we act like, oh man, it takes $1 trillion to be able to, what happened to Cooking with Kaya? We act like it takes $1 trillion to be able to live and exist and to thrive in a certain environment. And I disagree. People are living in some of the most expensive places and it's not costing them $150,000 a year for them to be able to survive. It's not. It is not costing them $150,000 a year to survive. Somebody said that's wifey material right there. Anton, tell the crew instead of a private chef, you're gonna have cooking classes. You know what I think we should do? Instead of having a private chef, maybe we should have the ladies do a cook-off. Or yo, I'm on a live stream. So I got an idea. So instead of having a chef at the retreat, we can have each girl, because let me see. You got Kim, Molly, Mika, Carrie, and Lex.
Carrie can't cook.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Yeah, we do. She was struggling. She got a YouTube how to chop up onions. She can't cook, bro.
We gonna have a segment every live stream of what we gonna do for the retreat. So listen, Carrie, Molly, Mika, Kim, Miss Sanchez, and Lex. That's 6 girls, right? They all pick a day, and they all should be cooking that day.
I can get out with that, but Jesus.
What do you mean, Jesus?
You know, I mean, I've been having some good women cook in my life, and I don't just be eating anybody's food like that, bro.
Well, listen, we got to give them. It's either that or get a private chef.
I guess we can put these harlots to work.
Oh my God.
I'll bring my activated charcoal just in case they mess up my stomach. That's crazy.
Oh.
I think out of all of them, man, I don't even know if Kim can cook.
You know, wait a minute. I'm on a live stream now.
I know. I just think she's like boiled lobster. I don't like cook. Like,
Oh,
prepare
my
things.
God.
Like, there's difference between like cooking and like preparing things. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe Mika can cook. Maybe some Cuban something. I don't know, bro. I think we probably like we need to have like a chef on standby, like overwatch them type thing. Oh, man, that's crazy.
Oh, you talk just like I'm not on a live stream. Good God.
Oh man, this cooking is weird, bro.
This is so hilarious, bro.
I don't know. My stomach, I value my stomach and what goes in it. Pause.
Or maybe we pick one day where they do
Yeah,
it.
they all can cook. They all can put their whatever together and make a meal all one day. That's probably.
Or have them work together. See if they work together well. That would be great content. That's fire content right there.
Yeah, that seems better. Mm-hmm. They're gonna try to make us fix some shit to like offset what they're doing. That's all good.
Well, this may be a great idea.
Huh. And cameras all day. This is getting a little scary, my guy.
This might be a great idea. I might have to hire a camera crew, bro.
What does that look like?
I don't know. We got to figure it out.
Just tell me when I need to show up when I need to show up.
This may be a great idea, bro. This may be coming together.
Run it by Carrie and Kim. They can get all the logistics and send you a bill.
I'm liking this idea. I'm liking this. This may be a great thing.
Kim got a folder with all the locations.
All right, let me get out of here. I'm gonna talk to you later. Bye. Yeah, I'm starting to like this idea. I'm starting to mine this out. Yep, I'm starting to mine it out. This may be a great idea. I'm liking this. What do y'all think, chat? Do y'all want to see company retreat vlog in June? I think this would be a great idea. I think this would be awesome. I got to make some money back somehow, right? You spending all of this money, all these tens of thousands of dollars, you got to have some kind of return on investment. So have tums and then asset on deck. Oh, man, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. It's coming together. It's coming together now. All right. I hope y'all ready. Watch somebody try to steal our shit. Watch somebody try to steal our shit, trying to be like us. We're the innovators. We do everything great. We're going to be the great ones. Let me read some of these super chats. You know what I think? You know what I'm thinking? Damn, I'm thinking some good shit now. I got my tool. I got my mind is working. My mind is working. All right. I got my mind working. I think I got it together. Abe the Hunter says, no pimp hand strong for 2026. Shout out to Abe. Nichelle says, I'll speak for every back chaser when I say, your dad is so proud of you. Experiencing his success is different when you lose a huge part of your motivation. You did all of this in spite of it, and we love you, AD. I love you more, Nichelle. I genuinely love you more. Thank you, baby girl. Manny Plays PC says, it's okay, AD. I lost my mom back in 2018. Ain't a day go by that I don't think of her. Chanford Moore says, what up, AD? Still enjoying the live streams on replay. I thought you look like your mom, but you're your daddy's twin. Yeah, I'm a father's kid. I'm definitely my father's kid. A great father has that effect on his kids always. Shout out to my girl Molly with the super sticker. Can't wait to get Molly in the kitchen. Will the CNA says, AD, you about to get her in trouble. Con quien hablas? Who you talking to? That's what I'm saying. Con quien hablas? Con quien hablas? See, that's why I know Spanish ain't the same, because it don't hit the same. First saying con quien hablas is different than saying who the fuck you talking to. See how that hit different? Con quien hablas. I don't even know if it's a cool way to say that shit. Con quien hablas. Con quien hablas. Con quien hablas. Or I could say, who the fuck you talking to? You talking to me? Who the fuck you talking to? See the difference? See what I'm saying? It hit different. What up, Tynesha? What up, Miss Brown? Says, thank you for sharing such a beautiful moment with us. Happy New Year. This has been a great final live stream. This has been a great final live stream. I ain't even gonna count. TS Car Wash and Detail Services. Yeah, I fly to them, charge travel free. I fly to them, charge travel fee for all of the mobile and flying out. We do great work. Happy New Year's. Tyler, the creator, dropped the dope song also. I'm going to have to check that out. Julia. What up to Julia with the super sticker? I love the flower. Manasseh J. King React says, I appreciate you so much, AD. You always keep it real. All of the years I've been following you. I pray blessings are 1,000 times greater next year. My girl Tabby says, Anton, we forever locked in. You have been such an inspiration, a motivator here at True Gym. Thank you for allowing the world to view your greatness. God will soon open up a space for you and I like that. I like that. Ladies, if you hit me with the Tabby and you say, you know, God is going to open up a space for you and I, right? I might fall for that. That's talking that talk. Yas Kid says, remember when you called your mom on the live after the Kamala lost the race? Has Mama Daniels come around to some Republican policies since then? We love you, sir. I think she has. I don't think that she'll admit it, though. She'll never openly admit it. I hope you have a great New Year's Eve. Anton, it's 29 days until my birthday. Hey, man, we about to turn up for Miss Sanchez's birthday. What up, Miss Sanchez? Azriel says, Anton, I'm forever supporting you and my Bag Chaser family. Yeah, you've been rocking with me since the beginning. Thank you for continually inspiring and pouring into us. We love you. Hugs to the whole family for me. Happy New Year. That's my girl. I love Azriel. Shout out to my Houston ladies. Aaron Perdue says, not creepy, but needs to be said. Anton, your mom is pretty. So was your grandma. Angry man. So was your grandma. Aaron, thanks for sharing. Your wife too, Anton. Thank you, Aaron. That's not creepy. Why is that creepy? I think that's awesome. We need a Room 9 calendar for 2026 or 2027. That's a good idea. That's a great idea. Put a calendar up. I'm on it. I'm going to get that task to Miss Sanchez. I'm about to start putting these girls to work. They keep on talking to me and asking me, Anton, what other value can I have in your life? Anton, what other value can I have in your life? And I'll be saying, oh, don't worry about it, baby girl. I got you, whatever, so on and so forth. I'm about to start putting them to work. Anton, Happy New Year. I'm on the money train with you. 2026, hold me accountable. I'm going all in on my platforms to take my platforms to the next level. And I've seen tremendous growth this year. I like Mikey Mike. What up, Mike, man? I appreciate you, bro. 30 Woman, my girl says, Happy New Year, AD. May God continue to protect you, lead you, and keep you grounded and rooted in him. May he enlarge your territory according to his will and the purpose that he has for you and your household. Jesus Christ is King. Amen. In Jesus' name. Amen. I love 30 Woman. Buying gifts for 40. Oh, Yas Kid says buying gifts for 40 offenses like Catholics paying for the confession before the sin. Listen, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. Lost but Found 25 says, hey, AD, cookie route guy here. I emailed you and just want to say thank you. Bet. I got you. Sister, what up, sister? Says, so what you telling us, Mr. AD, is you pay a sin offering number 722 and you tie it to the streets. I got to do what I got to do. See, I've been giving y'all the game. My dog, Flux City, my new friend that I met here in 2025, says, Happy New Year. I've been seeing you dropping and dropping. You cooking. Happy New Year, AD. Wishing you and yours continued success, health, and wins in 2026. Got a groundbreaking shovel with your name on it, ready to celebrate your next new build. Actually, you know what's so funny? I break ground next week. I got a new property that I'm breaking ground on next week. I got some new stuff to show you too, bro. I got some new stuff. I'm going to bring you in. We're going to do some great content together. We did well over 200,000 views, right? Let me see. Let me look this up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We did over 200,000. Wow. Over 200,000 views on that one video. I'm box office, bro. I'm box office, bro. Time Dog is box office all long. I told you I'm box office. I said, bro, I'm about to run up these views for you all day long. I'm about to run up these views, almost 1,000 comments, 200,000 plus views. Ran that up. Yeah. Yeah. Ran it up. Ran it up. Ran it up. Ran up all of the bags, all of the views, and gave all of the game, and the people didn't even fully appreciate it the way that they should have. Ran up all of the game, all of the views, and people didn't even fully appreciate it. You got the Patreon exclusive, to be honest with you. We building new homes, we putting people in homes, and we're doing it at a cost with no debt. With no debt. My girl Molly in the building. What up, Molly? What up, Molly? What up, Molly? My baby girl been riding with me, holding me down. Down. I'm going to get Molly down here in the studio for y'all one day. People live above their means and blame the economy, says my girl Molly. What up, Molly? My girl. Heath Overledger says, salute to the bag chasers. Family, wishing everyone a most prosperous 2026 and beyond. Whiskey Pierre Louis says, Anton Shalom, I'm a family of 5 kids, wife and I, and we spend $300 market weekly, $900 a month, gas $190 a month. Social media like to exaggerate. I know. They try to make it seem like it's worse than it really is. $1,200 and sometimes $900 for leftover items. Spaces says the only thing Lex can make is a fruit smoothie. Y'all sleeping on Lex. Y'all sleeping on Lex. Real Life PJ says, good afternoon, AD. Sorry I'm very late. Wishing you and the Bag Chasers a happy New Year's. I pray we all have a beautiful 2026. Eric OG64 says, happy New Year. Happy New Year to my dog, Eric OG. Safe and happy New Year, AD and the Bag Chasers says it's queen to you, my queen. Courtney Egger Show says, what's good, AD? Courtney Egger Show got a lot of good things coming, fam. Thank you for your inspiration, big dog. My dog, Courtney Egger in the building, working hard. Crown Me says, appreciate you and all of the Bag Chasers attacking 2026 already. Focus on health, character, time, relationships, and discipline. I love that. Miss Sanchez says, sign me up. I'll help. Miss Sanchez, I see you. All right, bet. Jude, what up, Jude? Says, happy New Year, Anton. I have a suggestion for your show. Why don't you end your show starting in the new year with a positive feel-good story? I like that idea. Y'all got to write this down so that y'all can tell me and hold me accountable for it. Y'all got to write this down for me. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Again, I think that y'all are the greatest audience on the face of this earth. It has been an incredible 265 shows in this year, season 5. It's been awesome. Tova says, are we back tomorrow? Like we never left. We back at it tomorrow. All right? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. It's been an awesome time. I'm looking forward to it being an incredible year. I almost want to live stream tonight, but I'm not. I got work to do, though. I got to get the rest of these videos ported over, and I got to get prepared for the Patreon. All right? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for all of the love that y'all showed me and all of the respect that I have for you. I think next year is going to be booming. It's our year. We controlled this bitch in 2025, and 2006 is going to be no different. Watch the fuck out. I'm taking over every fucking thing, and it ain't shit you can do about it. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.